시선들 속에 내 꿈꾸던 넌 나의 손을 잡아줘 널 데려갈게 내게 보여줄게 magic boy 너 향해 있는 나의 모든 건 널 바래왔어 baby 나와 너를 막는 건 다 신경 쓰지 마 baby 조용히 눈을 감고 나를 불러줘 yeah. Let me 내게 보여줄게 show you my world yeah. wow, wow, wow. yeah. 다른 순간의 꿈이 아닌 걸 난 이렇게 네 앞에 서 있는 걸 잡은 손을 절대 놓지 마 네가 알던 세계는 거짓말 반복되는 순간도 내게는 새로워 넌 날 변화시키는 걸 baby 내 눈을 마주보고 있어줘 내 눈을 봐줘 baby 한시라도 내게서 넌 벗어나지 마 baby 조용히 이제 내 이름을 불러줘 yeah. Let me 내게 보여줄게 show you my world yeah. wow, wow, wow. yeah. 다른 순간의 꿈이 아닌 걸 난 이렇게 네 앞에 서 있는 걸 너는 나를 숨쉬게 난 너의 boy 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 나를 찾아줘 너만의 boy 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 이 손 놓지 마 내 눈을 보고 말을 해줘 tell me what you want yeah. 너만을 기다려왔어 너의 숨이 닿을 때마다 그 짧은 시간에 난 존재하는 걸 내 모든 세상은 너를 향해 돌고 있어 oh, oh, oh. 난 너의 boy 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 나를 찾아줘 너만의 boy 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 이 손 놓지 마 yeah, yeah. 내 눈을 보고 말을 해줘 tell me what you want yeah. 너만을 기다려왔어 I wanna know everything all about you 이렇게 될 줄 알았지 아마도 need you 왜 날 웃음 짓게 만들어 꿈을 꾸게 만들어 어린아이같이 난 궁금한 게 너무 많아 묘한 긴장감 속 너의 목소리 싱그러운 음악 같아 우리 주위를 에워싼 선선한 바람 타고 올라가 Feel so high like the sky 하늘을 나는 기분이야 I can fly 그냥 날 날 그대로 존재하게 하잖아 날 Like cotton candy Sweet cotton candy 어디 있다 이제 왔니 이제 stay here with me please please 잠깐의 달콤함에 내일을 약속하게 되는 나 벗어날 수 없는 기분 묘한 긴장감 속 너의 목소리 싱그러운 음악 같아 우리 주위를 에워싼 선선한 바람 타고 올라가 Feel so high like the sky 하늘을 나는 기분이야 I can fly 그냥 날 날 그대로 존재하게 하잖아 날 Like cotton candy
I did it again. Wow.
Then, woo! It's been kind of a spicy day with 2 games of 2-0. I'm your host, Chubby Ninja. With me at the desk, we got our analyzers analyzing things. Achilleos.
I'm
and
turning them down
Welcome.
while I eat my food.
First day with us on Pacific, and it's been kind of crazy. I mean, we were looking at the last game with Team Secret and Talon. We saw the new Talon and what they had to offer.
They were absolutely just blow it out of the park. Again, I expected them to have better performance from what we saw last year, but not to this caliber, not to how Governor just exploded into the scene. And you kind of see you heard the motivation of what gave that to him. It was the revenge match against Team Secret. It's him wanting to have that Lenny just smile a lot more brighter today, and it shows. He was like, yeah, I got this for Lenny.
Yeah, I mean, Lenny as well, he got a piece of that one because he was also dominant in the final map. But we'll see if that's going to carry forward here for the side of Team Talon, because they don't know who they're playing against yet, and it's one of these two teams.
That's right, and we did see Zeta earlier today, and very similarly, we saw a very refreshed Zeta division going against a new Global Esports. But I think both Team Secret and Global Esports, you know, go back to the drawing board and figure things out, and while they move on to the lower bracket. And our next matchup, DRX versus DFM. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. I hope we were thinking the same, like, well, this is, you know, DRX and their track record of, like, almost a nearly flawless win throughout Pacific last year, and DFM the complete opposite with literally 0 wins last year, but they have a completely different team this year.
I was like, don't they have a different team this year?
One holdover here in Anthem. There's been obviously a lot of back and forth as well, because we saw multiple players joining this roster, being announced, then departing in the offseason. So there's been a lot of head scratching around DFM regarding what they're doing, what core they were going to end up settling on. But now we know it's just basically Crazy Raccoons, and then Anthem is still here. He sticks over to just kind of continue being Anthem, because with all of the faults that we did have from,
I'm not even lying. If DFM beats DRX, that is going to be the biggest upset.
Time to time from the likes of Soldom and Suggest. Anthem, I mean, he was the first person to globally get an ace in the last season, locked that one down at lock-in on Icebox, I believe, and then managed to do it multiple other times throughout the season. So I think him being there still means that there's a solid amount of firepower that's there for the side of DFM. I'm more interested in how these players coming over from Crazy Raccoon are going to mesh with him, and whether or not they're going to be able to put a dent in DRX.
Now let's talk about DRX. They did have some minor roster changes.
Brutal, I'm sorry. This is the opposite.
They're on the other both opposite ends of the spectrum.
These are just facts. I mean, I heard like podcasts where people are just wagering, like, is DFM gonna get their first win? I think they are, for sure. There's absolutely no way. Anthem, like you said, Achilleos, he was incredible. He was an incredible Sky last year. Now DRX, they have Flashback on the team now. They decided to take on rookie. What was it, 608 days since they changed their roster, and finally they done it.
They absolutely have. I just wanted to add as well, you know, looking at this as a whole for the DRX roster, they are, I believe, a 5-man roster now compared to the 6 from last year. So it feels like they're trying to, similar to what I was saying with Team Secret, they want to just solidify the roles that they've had already, right? They want Buzz to be that solid front man as their duelist. They want Foxy9 to assist him, and they want Flashback to be that solid back end and just have an overall very stable roster. And it makes a lot of sense. They did that a lot with the previous tournaments that they played, and now they're trying to bring that mentality, that solidity here in this first match against DFM.
So I do agree with you, but I also still have this question itching at the back of my brain, which is Buzz going to be the duelist? Is Foxy9 going to be playing Sentinel? Or are those roles going to be swapped around? Is that something that they decided to change as well? I'm happy to see a more steady roster here from the side of DRX. The constant swap-ups was something that was very much hurting them throughout last season, even at the international level. But they still could very well subvert our expectations here.
Fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely. But they have to change something because based on their performance last year, you know, they played really strong against a lot of the other teams, but PaperX kept shaking them up till the very end. And you can see now they're trying to rethink things. And we were talking about their roster a lot last year and throughout the offseason, how DRX were going to shake things up. Like, was Foxy9 even going to stay on the roster? And clearly they decided to keep him.
Yeah, I mean, here to stay, and now is not the youngest member of the team. Flashback just a little bit older, so Foxy9 gets to live the young life for a little bit there. Around with Flashback as much as he pleases, but I'm curious as to what iteration is going to be coming through. Obviously, this is a roster that we're seeing a lot in the offseason. They were running this at the Tenet Invitational, et cetera, and it was Foxy9 swapping over to things like that Killjoy, when just heavily being reliant on Buzz to be that star duelist leading the charge. So we'll have to see what the experimentation looks like, because obviously, you know, in a double duelist meta, they can run what we saw from them a bit last season with having Buzz swap over to something like the Rays and Foxy stick to the Jet or vice versa.
Now, our production really wanted to take a look at Flashback in May. These are our greenest members on both rosters. I know we're working with very little right now, but what are we excited to look out for?
At least from what we've been seeing from, you know, the video with Mako just hyping up Flashback, he's just very much impressed with his aim. So I'm definitely looking forward to how well Flashback can contribute with that when he's not going to be on the entry fragging role. He's going to be playing, if I remember correctly, maybe on the smoker, or again, as you mentioned, the flex role. May, on the other hand, is going to be on that duelist role, whether it's Foxy9 or Buzz that he's going to be facing up against. He has proven himself in the Japanese scene, but to say with any team that has been dominant in the local scene, how can that translate into Pacific League when you're up against the team that was to beat just a year ago?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tall order, but I mean, if anybody on this team could do it aside from Anthem, it probably would be May. I mean, this guy is a superstar within Japan. Like you said, he's got plenty of reps over there, but this is going to be a completely different stage. And it's also been a while since we got to see them compete. Crazy Raccoon, they weren't able to become that Japanese squad that was going over to Ascension. That was Scars after they took down Jadeite to be able to get the qualification. So it's been a while since they have been in that position, been in that spotlight. It's also plenty of time to sit back and grind. So I'm curious if May is going to be coming out here full force, full form.
Now we got to talk about their play style. I mean, we have a lot more to work with, at least for the DRX side. I know with DFM, we only got a bit of the what was going on with the Riot 1 games that happened, and of course, like some of the history with Crazy Raccoons, where a lot of these team members had come from. Now DRX, Will Cho brings this up all the time. He's seeing, you know, stuff coming from the playbook all the time. He wants to see fresh things. But you know what? Let's hear from the coaches themselves. We're going to hear from them really soon. And, I mean, DRX apparently has the largest coaching roster in Pacific.
I think they might be overtaken by Zeta at this point, actually. I think they have 6 coaches on their side, but DRX is also quite massive.
All right, let's go hear from the coaches themselves.
Valiant Champions Tour Pacific Kickoff. You are moments away from our last match of the second day. So I'm joined with Termai and Astel from DRX and Detonation.
Termai.
안녕하세요. So
Termai.
tell me about new DRX roster. I mean,
Termy.
오늘 이제 DRX 감독님한테 여쭤보고 싶은 게 정말 오랜만에
Termai fucking sent me.
로스터 변화가 있었어요. 이거에 대해서 좀 한 말씀 해주시죠.
저희가 다른 팀에 비해 로스터 교체를 굉장히 조금 잘 안 하는 팀인데 저희가 국제 무대를 그동안 한 3년 정도 경험을 하면서 저희도 분명히 한계를 느꼈고 뭐 저희를 좋아하시는 팬분들도 똑같이 느끼셨을 거라고 저는 생각을 해요. 그래서 저희도 공격적인 변화가 좀 필요했고 그에 맞는 리빌딩이라고 생각을 하고 있습니다.
꼭 필요했던 시점에 다시 로스터를 바꿨다라고 말씀해 주셨는데 yes, we were known for not changing the roster for a while, but after experiencing the international games, we feel that it's time and we like hit the limit, so it was the time to change our roster. 그러면 이제 플래시백 선수가 팀 내에서 어떻게 적응을 하고 있는지에 대해서도 여쭤볼게요. So how well is Flashback adapting to the team?
플래시백 선수 같은 경우는 저희 아카데미 소속에서 콜업을 해서 이제 주전이 된 선수인데 개인적인 에임 능력이나 뭐 머리나 이런 게 굉장히 수준 높은 선수라고 생각을 해서 사실 지금 당장은 뭐 플래시백 선수가 대회 때 얼만큼 잘해줄지는 저도 잘 모르겠지만 시간을 두고 보면 한국에서 가장 잘하는 선수가 될 거라고 저는 확신을 하고 있습니다.
I mean, we scouted Flashback in our academy, but we don't know how well he'll be, but we are confident that he'll be the best player in Korea, and his aims are really perfect too. 네, 그럼 또 이어서 DFM 코치 아셀 코치님한테 여쭤보겠습니다. What can you tell us about your team's strengths? 우리 팀의 장점에 대해서 한번 허심탄회하게 자랑해 보시죠.
아, 네. 뭐 저희 팀은 다들 좀 우선 커뮤니케이션적인 문제라든지는 좀 이때까지 있었는데 지금은 좀 그런 게 많이 고쳐지고 좀 또다시 새로운 멤버로 시작하게 되었는데 네, 다 같이 좀 노력하면서 서로를 믿고 잘 성장해 나가고 있는 것 같아가지고 네, 그런 게 장점이지 않나.
Well, we had some weakness in our cons, but now we improved a lot. And with the new players, we had the faith back up, and now we're gonna be more powerful. 네, 그러면 또 그 감독님께 또 여쭤볼 게 있습니다. 또 이쪽 DFM 선수 측에서 좀 경계하는 선수가 있을까요?
뭐 DFM에서도 뭐 많은 선수들이 굉장히 다 잘하지만 저는 개인적으로 메이 선수에 대한 좀 기대가 있어서요. 상대 팀이지만 굉장히 좋은 모습을 보여줄 거라고 오늘 기대하고 있습니다. 네.
Well, I asked Termi about who are you keeping an eye on DFM, and he told me it was May, and he is really expecting of his play.
She finally said term me right.
한테 여쭤볼게요. 이제 DRX 쪽에는 어떤 선수를 좀 지켜보고 계신가요? Who are you looking after at DRX?
DRX는 좀 모두가 좀 경계되는
Flashback?
대상인데 그 중에서도 좀 마코 선수.
아, 마코?
되게 듬직하게 우직하게 잘 해주는 연막 선수라고 생각해서 되게 좀 경계되는 것 같아요.
Well, I could say every player I'm looking at, but especially for Mako, he's good at
Mako?
so I'm looking at him as one
Girl.
of the best players. 그러면 마지막으로 서로에 대해서 한마디로 하는 걸로 끝내보겠습니다. So lastly, I hear what you want to say to each other's team for Termi.
Termi?
일단 이번에 뭐 리빌딩 하셨지만 굉장히 뭐
This is awkward.
개인적으로
This is like 너무 어색해 아닌가요? 너무 어색해.
오늘 좀 재밌는 경기 했으면 좋겠습니다.
I mean, I personally like DFM, so I expect a really good match today, and for the other matches too. 그러면 이제 감독님께서도 DRX에 대해 한마디 해주시죠.
네, 저희가 좀 도전자 같은 느낌이 있다고는 생각하는데 네, DRX는 항상 세계 대회에서도 좋은 성적 내고 있는 팀인 만큼 좀 무서운 부분도 있긴 하지만 그래도 오늘 좀 많이 배우기도 하고 그리고 저희도
I respect that Termi always comes in a fucking suit though.
열심히 하겠습니다.
Or at least a blazer and slacks.
But we are confident that we can like win through the game and do the best we can do. 네, 그러면 오늘 인터뷰 해주신 감독님 두 분 너무 감사합니다. 꼭 좋은 결과 얻으시길 바라겠습니다. Thank you, Coach Hermie and Asel, and I took it back to the desk.
The DFM coach.
Thank you, Kyungmin and coaches Termi and Estelle. Now, we got to talk about DRX and the reason why they changed their roster after over 600 days. The reason is because there's this giant brick wall that DRX did not let anyone in the region pass because they were unstoppable. And like, you know why change it? If it ain't broke. But at some point, it did, cracks started to form. PaperX finally took them down after years of wanting to get that win from DRX. What are we looking? Like, what was weakening? What were those chinks in the armor for DRX?
I don't think it was chinks in the armor, rather than just the whole landscape changing around them and that not adjusting to it. You know how we talked about how W Gaming was the sort of golden standard once PaperX was able to perfect that. DRX still stayed the same way, where they try to go for those set plays, play a lot more passive, not try to let's say upstart or be able to just outduel the players of PaperX, and everyone else just kind of follows suit. And you saw that there was that form of exhaustion or just lack of motivation to follow through that I felt like DRX really suffered from that.
I think that there was a multitude of reasons. You're touching on a couple of them, but one of the big ones, especially around Masters Tokyo, there was burnout. That was
Definitely.
We can see that from the players. They've talked about it. I mean, it can happen when you're constantly playing, constantly practicing. I mean, look at EGG on the back end of last season as well, just always playing games. That was pretty much DRX. There was a ton of burnout for them, but one of the other things we saw was, as you were kind of talking about, was the gameplay just fall off. for them. We didn't see them innovating. That's what made them famous when they were Vision Strikers and then became DRX. They were this squad that everybody looked to, that everybody was naming strategies after because they were constantly coming up with new set plays, new ways to get on top of your opponents and catch them off guard. And we stopped seeing that innovation for a period of time. Every now and then something else would come out, but we stopped seeing them coming up with new things, even as new agents and new maps were added into this game. They were kind of just following along a trend. Still doing, okay, doing well, maintaining their position at the top, but they weren't doing anything to surprise and to really just inspire this, this feeling of awe at their creativity. So that was completely gone. And then we also just saw a trend into more aggressive play styles coming through. Paper X very much piloting and leading the charge on that alongside EG last season. So DRX, we saw them finally being willing to do a little bit more, be a little bit more aggressive over at Champions, but it still wasn't clean. It didn't have that polish on it that you expect from this team.
It probably is because of the fact that they didn't want to commit to it as well, right? The reason why they actually got Foxy 9 and the first match that he did was he was on a duelist, and he was just so aggressive that it didn't look like that was the DRX playstyle that we were so used to. Right?
Yeah, in fact, we often commented about this last year during the Pacific season that it looked like Foxy 9 was being reined in sometimes.
Damn, everyone thinks DRX is winning today.
By the book. And like you said, there was a reason for a bit, because even Paper Rex, they've often credited DRX for their plays and just innovating. And maybe this change is what DRX needs, a new young player to help shake things up and like re-inspire them back to their original form.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to use a leash, you need to trust that the dog's not going to go chasing the mailman down the street.
Also true.
For Foxy 9, there were certainly times where it's like DRX were being way too restricted, but also times where he was very much overextending and he was getting way too confident and it just wasn't putting up the numbers to really back up that style of play. So I think with some more time, we're hoping to see that they maybe have perfected that if he's going to be playing something that can lurk around a little bit more like that Killjoy and whatnot. So we'll have to just wait and see if they've done it. But I mean, what can I say about the predictions? I mean, come on.
I mean,
the predictions for a reason.
Can you blame us, guys? The DFM's track record, and now with a completely new team, it's a complete unknown.
I swear, if DFM wins this, this is gonna be fucking nuts.
Last year, they're still
Mark my
DRX,
fucking words.
They have an amazing reputation over here in Korea, but we've been proven wrong. We got proven wrong just now in the last match.
Yeah, I know. I said this. I'm going to say it again, even though it bit me in the ass. There is such a solid jumping off point here for DRX. That core that is still there. It's Dax, Mako, and Buzz is absolutely phenomenal. Flashback has gotten some rounds in during the offseason alongside Foxy 9. They've gotten more accustomed to these roles that they are very likely going to be using here in this matchup. And we just don't know enough about DFM.
Yeah, we know nothing about this DFM
we'll see
team.
if this bites me in the rear once more. And if it does, then wow, it's the upset of the century.
Yes, it
Literally
would be this particular matchup. Yes, I mean, we're usually happy to be proven wrong, because if there's an upset, that means that team, like Talon just now, have been playing beautiful Valorant, and we love beautiful Valorant. We like beautiful things here. Don't you like beautiful things?
Of course. We're all beautiful here, so you know, I'm pretty much liking that.
It's just a prerequisite. Have beautiful analysts.
Yeah, exactly.
So how are you feeling? Why do you have anything to add on about DRX besides the obvious of historic data that we have?
I'm just looking at it from the point that I don't think DRX are looking to completely change themselves, rather just find that next level for them, right? They have brought in Flashback because they want that extra backline, so it means that they're not really fully committing into Foxy 9 being that gung-ho player in the front. They're kind of trying to find that good balance in between and then just inject the same DRX that we know. So that means that they're just trying to reach that next level from what we've been seeing from the changes that they have done. And again, bringing themselves back into that 5-man roster makes it much easier for them to just, oh, we made a mistake in this game, we just have to deal with these 5 players, not the 6 anymore, and then all of the maps that they're going to be playing, they're just going to have these static 5 to use and utilize.
Now, DFM, we don't have that much data on them right now as they currently are, but I'm pretty sure they have enough of their own data to look at how Pacific and how the teams have been playing out last year and so far, and you can tell it's a very aggressive region. DRX is going to have to evolve. DFM is going to need to keep up with the tempo over here in Pacific.
I know, they absolutely are, and I mean, that's not something that is necessarily seen all the time when it comes down to Japanese Valorant, so it's a lot more slow, methodical pacing coming through, kind of like we typically would see from DRX. So maybe we just end up with a bit of a chess game here between the two teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if DRX is going to up that aggression, you know, things like the tiles crunch on Ascent that they just completely created that now. If they're going to be hitting DFM with things like that, then DFM needs to be ready to respond, and they need to have some other things up their sleeve. I'm curious as far as this map draft is also going to go, because Icebox was everybody's fear when it came down to if you're going to face against DRX for the longest time. It was a permaban for most teams, just taking that away from them because they were so damn good at it. I'm curious if that's going to be the same case for DRX now with the changes coming through.
Yes, but before we talk more about that, we did do an audience survey. So I'm going to take a break from the DRX talk.
Okay.
And the survey was if you could give a gun to only one person when, you know, you're in a game, it's 12-11, and you can only give it to one person. The options are a 40-kill Reyna on your team, some random 40-kill Reyna, or your sweetheart who's only gotten 3 kills.
So you're choosing between something and like Sage Mommy, basically.
Yeah, but you don't know something personally. It's like some random. But yeah,
but I'm saying that's basically what this is.
Is it? I don't know. Is it your Sage Mommy that you don't know, or is it your personal Sage Mommy?
I think it's saying your personal one versus a rando. I'd give
what
it to
would you do?
Give it to the rando.
Yeah.
Would your wife be okay with
We all have partners,
Okay.
but I think they would agree that if they were playing with us, we want to win the game. We don't want to lose the game and then,
I'm sorry, honey. We need our points. We need to get you out of silver or whatever rank you're in. You got 3 kills. It's probably iron.
Get good, then you get that Vandal.
We
That's
give it to
how
the
the
Reyna.
rules go.
Just sit there, just heal when it's off cooldown, put up a wall every now and then, and everything will be fine.
That's so presumptuous. Maybe your sweetheart is a jet.
it's
you know?
75%. I mean,
my wife wouldn't even have 3 kills. Like, she's sitting there getting completely farmed because she doesn't play video games at all. So I would absolutely have to give it to the Reyna.
Wow. What? Okay. I mean,
she's not watching. That's fine.
mine is, but like she understands.
It's her birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. He's not going to give you the Vandal.
But that means you'll get something else for your birthday. That's even better.
Oh my god.
You don't get a Vandal, but hey, you know, a very expensive gift perhaps.
But sorry, this is only assuming if she's at 3 kills. Maybe she is the 40-kill Reyna. We don't know that. You actually don't know that. This is a good debate. Those of you at home, go ask your sweetheart what they be mad to get the gun. In fact, they'd probably be a bit pressured if you gave them the gun. So yeah. Anyway, that was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. You could like type your stuff in the chat, and I don't know. I hope relationships have not been broken up. The Valo dating scene's quite interesting. Now, going back to DRX and DFM, we had to do that little momentary break. We were talking a bit about the tempo of Japanese teams. Let's recap a little bit what happened with Zeta Division. They completely switched that up.
Yeah, a bit. They did today, but I mean, I'm curious if this core coming in here for DFM, if it is going to be a bit more like the Zeta Division of the past. If we're going to be getting that 2023, 2022 Zeta Division where it's like, okay, let's really take our time. Let's look for information. Okay, we haven't found anything. We haven't gotten ourselves up to a site. There's 25 seconds remaining on the clock. B's the closest one. Let's go there. You know, is it going to be a bit like that where they're really running that clock down, not giving themselves enough time to have quick reactions and adaptations as they get themselves into the site? Or is this actually going to be them coming out with a completely different play style? Are they going to try to just, really just come out here and, paper thin lips to say, just punch DRX in the mouth, catch them off guard, and then just get the spike down? I'm not really sure what their game plan is, but I mean, obviously they have to have something here for us. Hearing the coach there at the end of the interview, he said, of course we have some concerns. We have a little bit of things that we're scared about, but we're confident.
All right, well, we're going to discuss this more after this break, guys, so don't go away unless you're getting a little bit of snack, because it's about snack time, dinner time right now, so we'll be right back.
How about you start the damn game? Jesus Christ, they're doing... Oh my god, don't tell me it's another fucking tech pause. Oh my god. We're never gonna get to watch.
Sega! Tetris.
Battle mode engaged.
Ah, okay. I don't know the fucking controls. Okay.
mattress.
Let's start the lesson.
Ugh. Fun.
Yeah. Sweet cotton candy, 왜 이제 왔니? Sweet cotton candy, feels so high like the sky, like the sky. 하늘을 나는 기분이야. I can fly, I can fly, I can fly. 그냥 날 어떤 날 그대로 존재하게 하잖아 날. Like cotton candy, sweet cotton candy for me, baby. Like cotton candy, sweet cotton candy, baby. Oh yeah, like cotton candy. It started with a kiss on the practice couch. 2012 was nothing serious.
Oh, I hate these. I hate my controls out of house.
Took it to be true, I guess I thought you was, yeah. Why did I run away, run away, run away? Oh, your love was everything, everything, everything. I know it's getting late, getting late, getting late. But can I still be on my way, yeah. I know I said goodbye and baby you said it.
I don't like it.
But when I touch you, I feel
But I have to get used to it in order to get used to it.
that I'll be better when I find someone new. But when I touch her, I feel like I'm cheating on you, baby. Cheating on you, baby. When I touch her, I feel like I'm cheating on you. I could get you back any time of day. Shouldn't have been so cocky, shouldn't have did you wrong.
shit! I fucked up.
어젯밤도 잠잠에 들었나요? 그대 가는 길에 그 끝에 서 있나요? 두 눈을 감고서 내 품에 안겨요. 다 괜찮아요. 그 어떤 말로도 표현할 수가 없어. 비 오는 날 뒤에 한 줄기 빛처럼 나 행복한 기억만 전해주는 넌 천사인 것 같아요. 난 하루는 너를 품에 꼭 안고 우리가 원했던 곳으로 떠나 꽃구름에 물들여진 빛깔 그 찬란함 속 그대 미소가 영원히 지지 않는 밤 난 너만을 위한 달이 돼줄게 네 안에서 네가 숨 쉴 수 있게 어둠과 외로움 온통 존재하진 않을 거야 Cause you are my star 어떤 밤이 와도 널 비출게 달빛의 포근함에 잠들 수 있게 Cause you are my star Cause you are my light I'm just shining on your night 난 너를 만나 기적처럼 사랑을 알게 되었어 그런 네가 올 때면 내 모든 게 무너져 I give you all my life
Shit.
난 너만을 위한 달이 돼줄게 내 안에서 네가 숨 쉴 수 있게 어둠과 외로움 온통 존재하진 않을 거야 Cause you are my star 어떤 밤이 와도 널 비출게 달빛의 포근함에 잠들 수 있게 Cause you are my star Cause you are my light I will shine it on your night I'm just shining on your night 이곳은 참 고요했어 시간이 멈춰버린 것 같아 난 네가 보고 싶었죠
Okay. Just trying to get in the hang of doing it.
주황빛 너의 남색의 밤빛 날 문제를 펼친 채 읽어본 너란 페이지 모든 것을 선명해 난 여전히 그때 같아 다른 밤 똑같은 동 같은 기억과 다른 마음 너도 날 떠올릴까 아니 다른 걸또 채워넣어 I could never lie 너와 나 다시 돌아가기란 wait for 바다 속에 널 담아서 자연스레와 내 옆에 있어 바다 비푸른 베이스에 어렴풋이 널 대입해 변한 게 하나도 없네 This is where you left your sin 언제든 손에 잡힐 것 같은 기억 널 마주보며 새긴 수많은 표정 온 세상 별이 모두 네 눈에 있어 Every night I'm singing I wish you were here I wish you were here Yeah, wish you were here After all this I wish you were here 옅어지는 맘 이른 해보다 빨라지는 맘 너도 지금 날 생각하나 봐 Are you there to see I wish you were here I wish you were here
Fuck.
Yeah, wish you were here After all this is I wish you were here 세상에 우리 둘만이 있었던 기분 서로의 숨소리만 들리던 친구 온 세상 별이 모두 네 안에 있어 After all this I wish you were here
What's wrong? 흘리듯이 난 너를 자극해 Watch out 설렌 듯이 네 폭풍함이 터질 듯해 내 맘대로 play it 거침없이
Why did I do that?
You know
I'm throwing.
달려있단 것만 알아둬 이미 넌 나를 봤어 알 수가 없어 떨리는 눈빛 기나는 몸짓 baby 난 드리고 싶은 너 설렘이 막기 전에 I wanna make it pop 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 you want it pop 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 터지기 원해 가슴이 뛰는 느낌 I wanna make it pop 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 you want it pop 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 날 갖기 원해 pop 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 너무 잘 보여 아무리 숨겨도 이미 들킨 걸 자꾸 둥근 떠다니잖아 여유롭게 check it 보란 듯이 take it Baby you're out of control So you're under my control 설렘이 막기 전에 I wanna make it pop 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 you want it pop 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 터지기 원해 가슴이 뛰는 느낌 I wanna make it pop 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 you want it pop 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 날 갖기 원해 pop 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 뻗어버릴지 터져버릴지 몰라 끝도 없이 점점 부풀어가 내게 푹 빠진 너를 애써 찾지 마 Baby eyes on me now 내가 터뜨려줄 테니
Oh, I'm so over it. Damn! What happened here?
난 너를 향한 2, 1 Here we go 설렘이 막기 전에 I wanna make it pop 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 you want it pop 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 터지기 원해 가슴이 뛰는 느낌 I wanna make it pop 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 you want it pop 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 날 갖기 원해 pop 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 You gotta pop it can't stop
When my eyes on you, 숨막힐 듯한 전율로, you know you get me loose, make me go bitter bitter. I dance slow, made for two. 다리 부르는 선율로, it's only me and you, make me go bitter bitter. You bring the demon out.
Oh, they did a fan meet and greet. Why couldn't I be there?
We ain't got no time to waste. 꿈을 꾸는 기분이야. 잡은 손을 놓지 마. 내 일은 안 중요해. 이 순간을 몰입해. Oh, I got plenty.
I wanted to be there. They did a fan meet and greet. Ah! I wouldn't know what to say to them though, so it's probably a good thing I didn't fucking go. I would have had someone else do it for me. Ow! When my eyes on you, make me go back to bed too.
멈춘 너의 향기에 세상을 다 알기에 인생은 짧은 이 시간을 많고 낭비해 거리를 방황하자 우리 둘뿐인 것처럼 말야 아찔하고 위험할수록 내 심장은 뛰어 that's why I love you. Oh, I got plenty. I don't see them all, but if
Flashback looks so tiny next to Mako. Oh, we finally back?
Match is about to start, and look, here, a lot of fans surrounding me. I can feel the energy, and
Girl, shut up.
Cause I don't ever do this. When my eyes on you, 숨막힐 듯한 전율로, you know you get me loose, make me go bitter bitter. I dance slow, made for two. 다리 부르는 선율로, it's only me and you, make me go bitter bitter.
Yeah, front, back, side to side. Pull up, then I drop the top on a new ride. Bust down, Cartier cost 35. 30,000 square feet in the air, stay fly. Red carpet, I was fresh suit and tie. Jumped off the stage, I don't even know why. Every time I drop a new hit, we on fire. Yeah, we going viral. I know that I inspired you. Jump on the jet, let's get away out of town. On somewhere away, can't be found. Bust down the Cartier, I came from the ground. They know I'm the man in the town. Rolling up is how they was right out the pound. Don't look at my water, you gon' drown. Everybody know Big Draco going down.
When my eyes on you, 숨막힐 듯한 전율로, you know you get me loose, make me go bitter bitter. I dance slow, made for two. 다리 부르는 선율로, it's only me and you, make me go bitter bitter. Make me go bitter bitter. Make me go bitter bitter.
Jordan.
Well, imagine as I'm pacing the pews in a church corridor, and I can't help but to hear, no, I can't help but to hear an exchanging of words. What a beautiful wedding, what a beautiful wedding, says a bridesmaid to a waiter. Yes, but what a shame the poor groom's bride is a whore. I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door? No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poise and rationality. I chime in, haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door? No, much better to face these kinds of things.
You know what? It's so tiny next to Carlisle.
Well, in fact, well, I'll look at it this way. I mean, technically, our marriage is saved. Well, this calls for a toast, so pour the champagne. Oh, well, in fact, well, I'll look at it this way. I mean, technically, our marriage is saved. Well, this calls for a toast, so pour the champagne, pour the champagne.
Sorry. Okay, we're done. Are we going? We're going. I say less. About fucking time, dude. Either Mako's just super tall or Flashback and Stacks are just super short. Let me rephrase that statement. Either Mako and Foxy are super tall or Flashback, Stacks, and Buzz are just super short.
And looking to make the greatest comeback, it is Detonation Focus Me.
Flashback is so cute. He's like. Termy always comes with a blazer and slacks, you know? I respect it though. I feel like I've betrayed DRX by moving to Zeta Division. DRX was like the first like pro Valorant team I supported. 네.
Now we're going into our map picks with DRX versus DFM. Is DRX gonna reign supreme? Or is DFM gonna have the greatest upset of all Pacific?
That is the question, and we'll have to see what the maps look like to maybe get a better idea of what the story is going to be going to this one. Obviously, Termy and Glow here set up, ready to do the draft alongside DFM. We got Anthem out here as well. I'll have to see the players alongside the coaching staff, help give their input and everything like that. I'm curious what DFM wants to do. I mean, as I mentioned, that Icebox, something that they probably are going to be a bit concerned about, and it will be taken away. I mean, this, even with the changes coming through, DRX will feel just so innately comfortable on that. I don't blame them at all for banning it.
No sunset.
Even bring out the Breeze pretty early, because I was about to just say that DRX, if you look at all of the maps that they've played, whether it's in rotation or out of rotation, they always have such a positive win rate on it. So if you're on DFM's seat, what do you try to prioritize? Is it to just get away the best maps of DRX?
Lotus.
To bring in the maps that you're very much known for when you were Crazy Raccoon?
Oh, shit.
This is not one of them. They have never played Lotus. This is not a map that they have that much experience. So, I mean, obviously Anthem, he's had plenty of performances on this map throughout just the last season on DFM, and he even did have an ace on this very map, but this is a very bold choice. I mean, DRX, they certainly had their issues with this map during VCT Pacific. We saw them suffering, and when it finally did come out, you think back to the playoffs, it was pretty catastrophic, but they absolutely got things together on that map as they went into Champions, because, I mean, that's where they had the 2-10 comeback versus Billy Billy. DRX, though, going back to similar old comfort actually here, though, given that Icebox is banned, Haven's out of the pool, they're going to go to Breeze now that's opened up again.
It does feel like this is just the lesser of two evils.
The split ban, I mean, it makes sense. That would be another big comfort. I mean, there's
so
maps that aren't comfortable.
DRX would probably ban Bind and do Ascent.
As you said, the statistics that just always look very good for them, and really trying to pin down what is going to be the biggest weakness to try to exploit can be difficult, but
oh, they ban Ascent and they go Bind. Oh, okay.
The Lotus pick, they've done a pretty good job, but Lotus has me a bit concerned, honestly, for DFM.
I mean, that leaves Bind to the decider. how you guys feeling about 3-mapper to end the day?
I don't know that I'm feeling it. Unless DFM truly does have something completely game-changing and unexpected here on the side of Lotus, I feel like DRX are walking away from this draft in a really positive position. Because Bind as well, I mean, you think about how strong they are on that map. They're dismantling a Fnatic. That is a map that, these are all 3 maps that they are incredibly well-versed on. So DFM, I'm hoping that they have something up their sleeve that they can surprise us with. That chamber certainly is something that could come into play here as we get ready to shift over to Lotus.
It's so awkward. I just think it's so awkward.
Success, but either way, even if they do that, it has to have a high impact.
Yeah.
So we're starting off with Lotus.
Like we're talking. Oh, agent comps are ready to go.
Ooh, Fade.
Oh, Stax is playing Fade.
Anthem is going to be going for the sky here. And Stax going back over to the Fade, something that he has played a multitude of times. But yeah, this isn't anything shocking at all. This is pretty much just stock standard.
The thing is, we've seen this on, at least these type of maps, that you need to have a good support system when you're on that duelist role. It doesn't really have any form of escape. Raze, you have a satchel, but it's not as clear-cut as, like, let's say a Dismiss or a Tailwind to get out of harm's way. So DFM really has to solidify Mei, because that's the one player that DRX pointed out when the coaches were talking about that they really wanted or were very much aware of. So yeah, support system for Mei.
And something else to note here is it's going to be Foxy9 who's going to be running that Viper. It is not Flashback.
Good point. Let's jump straight into the game. We're really excited for this first map, Lotus. Over to
I'm like scared, but like a good scared. I'm not like terrified like I was earlier with Zeta.
You're absolutely right. There are some interesting roles being played for DRX right now.
Zeta was scaring me.
Foxy9 on Viper is a little surprising, but I guess someone had to really be that trustworthy anchor and potential lurk on that Killjoy.
Well, no, because Foxy9, I've been watching a lot of his streams lately, and he's been playing a lot of Viper on this map.
Very new roster, etc., etc. But Anthem, I mean, he's had some good calls on this map before, even despite the results not necessarily pointing that way last year in Pacific. So I'm curious to see the big difference, the only difference, the Sky versus the Fade, Flashes versus none on the other side. But of course, not as much freedom to get info right off the bat in the early part of the round for DFM.
At the very least, they're gonna think about just committing into the B site. Already diving in is gonna be Mei with that frenzy, but look at the movement.
Damn, Stax.
DRX. Stax is still here and still has that movement, still has that ability to trickle backwards. 2 kills and then Flashback comes in. Although Cess is able to find a bit of a double.
Yeah, also interesting to me that Cess is playing that Omen, still going for the double controller. I mean, he's bounced around several different agents and the small pool of matches he has played, but generally seeming to lean more towards that initiator. We'll see what they have planned, but for now, Medusa, you gotta win so many duels in a row.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, not gonna happen today. I mean, it's not easy at the very least, and especially not up against a Sheriff, but still, this is just DFM, and we can see that the entire game plan in that pistol, although it is just a pistol,
it's just a pistol.
Yeah, now, picking this Lotus against DRX, I mean, DRX likes to play pretty default heavy on any map, so
yeah,
I'm not too surprised by it. I mean, we saw how their Haven eventually got dismantled as well, especially. Yeah, you love to see the energy.
There it is. There's Stax. There's Kim Gutek. There he is.
Make sure that you're winning by numbers. So I get the idea. The pistol they chose B wasn't quite the one. It's also a hard one to.
It is hard to take B in general.
With those pistols, unless you get that first kill.
That's exactly why. I mean, I'm kind of like wondering what the game plan is for DFM, and although it is just a pistol, and it is the DRX that goes default heavy, committing without much information is, I'm not sure if that's how they want to start things out, but at least right now, with nothing but classics, they will be able to look towards gaining as much information as they can. So both Nanostorms popped off. They know there is a bit of a Killjoy setup.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about in a round like this, especially when they go for the full save, but the fact that, first of all, obviously still trying to take advantage of the map itself, going for that easy ult Doorbell mound, and then checking for the setup on B. They note that the Nanoswarms are there. I mean, they're doing what they can, and to me, the biggest thing is similar to Gen G, I've heard rumblings that this DFM squad is
There's Foxy.
against scrims, so once they're able to pick up rifles, we'll see how that goes, because this round, not much to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
More for Foxy 9 with that Bulldog on the other hand. Stacks as well. And a simple cleanup for Flashback. The crowd loves this.
I mean, the Korean crowd, they've been waiting to be able to kind of cheer enthusiastically for DRX with a new roster. I mean, it used to be, you kind of knew that they were going to win, right? The excitement wasn't quite there. But then once the excitement did arrive, it didn't last long before they were dethroned. And then the representatives of Pacific, the hope of Pacific, became Paper Rex instantly on a dime. And DRX struggling to kind of find that magic that they once had. And the players, the coaching staff, some of the fans, some of, you know, potential scrim partners are all saying Flashback might be that guy that brings that extra touch to the Korean squad.
We shall see, especially in the next coming days, if he's exactly what they needed. But here it is right now, starting things off. Foxy 9 still a rather proven talent, still has that aim. Just wondering if we can trust our dogs or puppies to really go amok and just run wild and free and really do what they're best at. Meanwhile, apart from that right now, it's just still back to that default, juggling for info. Buzz trying to play around it. However, blinded.
Wow, let's go.
On the other side. May comes
May.
in and eliminates both Mako and Buzz.
Yeah, the flash was so good, but you got to remember this box is here. The potential.
Did you see?
There's
No.
more members. I think that angle is just tough to spot. Don't think it would have even shown up on the minimap either. So they're going to make it in safely. Still some damage potentially done.
Oh, wow.
Elbow right through the box.
What a shot from Stacks. Now Prowler in just to see if anyone's nearby, so he's going to be able to re-peek the angle. Foxy 9
Wow.
around the door, up around tree now with another shot, despite just using nothing but a Bulldog. Turns things into a one-on-one for Stacks. Haunt out, and he knows exactly where Cess is at this point. Goes in. It's pretty much a heads-up duel at this point, too. As
Wow.
he sneaks out, though, the Vendel with full auto simply bursts.
That was
down.
expensive, though, for DFM.
Easy for DFM to pick that up.
That was
a
expensive,
rough
though.
round. I mean, to be very honest, for DFM, of course, he dropped so many weapons, but in that last 1v1, Cess plays that very well, right? Puts up the smoke, shoots out the Haunt, and immediately he positions just right around the cusp of that smoke. So hard for Stacks to get the first peek. Good, crafty 1v1 from Cess. A great showing in
Very
this first
crafty.
match for him and the rest of the squad in VCT Pacific.
Just trying to keep things up, trying to keep things alive. 2-1 is a pretty good start. We shall see how they can continue forward. So far, Cess has been that person up around DFM, but of course we're watching up some of these other players as well. How do they support and set up May, who is now committing this showstopper? Spots out the head, able to get the splash damage kill on towards Foxy 9. So that might just open up the sight, but right around the corners, you've got Stacks, you've got Flashback.
Oh, that boom bot. I thought it wasn't going to spot him, and that would have been danger. But Buzz gets one kill to open things up, even things out 4-4.
Wow. What a
Wow.
way to shoot through the smokes. Cess on the other hand, though, playing off the off angle. Buzz now with the show.
There goes Buzz.
Stays alive to go up onto the platform. Stays alive, and that's the most important thing.
2v2?
As well. Gives a little bit more space for Stacks
Wow.
to come back.
That was a really good retake on DRX's
Crispy
part.
shots on the side of DFM, so honestly, already, I think there's a lot more hope for this squad. They could be competitive. However, Buzz just comes in firing. Foxy 9, I mean, curious to see what the comms were, if we'll ever find out, because ultimates were coming online for DFM. Tried to stay in the site, drag things out just a bit longer. Got taken out by the showstopper, but just a good peek out by Buzz. And the fact that he's just able to stay alive long enough brings Mako into the site.
Still can rely on these two to definitely clean things up. But other than that, the showstoppers into this map, definitely a bit of a game changer. And it helps DRX on the retake in the long run. Off to the next round now. DFM economy not so great, just a bit of a judge. I don't know how much that can really do though, unless you're able to find that pick. And given the positioning from DRX right now, it's not going to be the easiest task. Right into the nanoswarms, and Stacks still hovering around the corners. Look at how quick the response is, Will. Oh my goodness.
I have bought enough time for the
Damn.
May Link Sure, you die, but you deny the plant, and they had already pushed them out of Link, so that was still technically DRX's control, and Mako, the awareness to get one more kill.
Neth, though, not too shabby. But how long can you hold this? He wants to retrieve the rifle. At this point, not really
What the
wisest
fuck?
choice, but wow, okay, it's just a wide swing. Buzz not quite able to drag his mouse down along with that player model. And with that, all right, rifle retrieved. I've done my job. I'm going to hold on to this for the next round.
Oh, but the call comes out for DRX. They're watching both flanks. Flashback well aware. So even if the spike does get picked up, I mean, they can always swing back together. Foxy9 trying to check both angles around him. That allows Flashback just to wait for that crosshair. Gets the headshot.
Thought he was going to save, but he went back into it, and that's going to be Flashback holding the angle. So 4-1 right now. DRX still very much so in the lead. I mean, not too bad of a round for DFM, would you say? I mean, they just went for it with the judge and, you know, pistols.
I mean, it's 2024. I don't know if we can keep giving these, you know, very, very small pieces of cake on these rounds. Listen, it wasn't, I mean, it was never meant to be a good round. That's my point, right? So, I mean, counting your stars a little bit, I'm not sure how far that's going to go, because here's the thing, because they bought up to the judge, it's still half armor for May as well.
Wow. Yeah, that definitely could be something that bites him in the back, but so far, just got to see some more cleaner executes or ideas from DFM, because right now, although they have, you know, bits of fame, bits of shooting, bits of ideas as well, DRX are still very much controlling the map, the map all around. I mean, look what's happening up around Rubble, especially up around B as well.
They need to win this fight one more time, and in a very explosive manner, because if they are not able to put pressure on either side of the map, this is such an easy defense for DRX, and it's a 3-site
This is a very easy defense.
Good flash again, though,
Wow, Buzz gets 3.
Down, 3 hits, 3 bodies down. May answers back with a double of his own, but is that going to be enough, though? He's down to 22. 1 bullet is all it takes. Foxy claims his head, and that's going to be down to Neth.
Oh, and they know that he hasn't come through. They're all around him.
Wow.
Just got you completely surrounded. It's going to be gloomy clouds for DFM for now, while they try to look for a different idea to break apart this map, because DRX are still just having a good day. Flashback is just chilling on C.
He's just vibing. Flashback is just vibing, dude.
Is the faith that they have in this guy, right? Is that if they do choose to go C, if they do choose to pressure early, we have faith that you will either anchor and get the kills, or you will smartly back out and get ready for the retake. That allows, I mean, also perhaps the very, very strong duo that has been really showing that hard carry potential for DRX, even on the international stages. Buzz and Mako to fight for Rubble control. That is not a duo I would ever want to have to combat, to break through on a part of the map. So DFM, they've got their work cut out for them. And I mean, if you're not gonna fight for it early, which to be fair, I actually do think the fade gives DRX a bit of an edge in the very start of the round, right? Because there's always that potential of the C's paint shells, and then they're already gonna be set up on the cross angles. But some other timing here from DFM, rather than waiting and showing yourselves on other parts of the map. It's either that or a real fast push into C. One or the other needs to happen, but C, it's always going to be potentially the poison cloud, potential nano swarms, a turret. So I think this Rubble fight, you just have to do it at some point, right? Whether you eventually go into the A site or not, it needs to happen.
We've seen little glimpses before with how they actually managed to break into C, or at least attempted it. They managed to get a spike down for 1 round. Meanwhile, for A site, you know, they had that round with a great flash from Anthem, setting up May for a couple of kills, especially up against Buzz too. Just that didn't quite happen the second time, because of course Buzz is going to reposition. But as we talk about C, here it comes. Despite this being a bit of an eco round, the Viper's Pit is committed.
I like this from DRX. They used to not do this, right? Oh, okay, you see the shots come in, goes for
what
the
fuck,
smoke,
Buzz?
I mean, they used to be like, it's an eco, just hold, and sometimes they would get thrifted quite often, especially when they go global. So just saying, lock it down, right? And then put the threat of the potential Killjoy support as well. keep that lead up. You have so many other ultimates for retakes.
So like, masterclass of map control. You can see, you can literally draw a line, like a percentage of how much of the map DFM has control. It's like not even 50. It's not even 40%. I would say less.
I mean, it's not even 30.
It's not even 30.
If you really think about it, because I mean, let's take away the spawns because you start there.
Sure.
You're not getting behind the barriers right now.
You got maybe pillars, not even. Yeah, just right around mounds. That's about it. Anthem up around rubble.
They're going for this with the Omen ultimate.
All right, we walk through. Foxy up around the corners, instantly spotting out the player outlines. Ooh, what a flick. Cess, though, being able to play off of that contact, gets a shot. Anthem with the flicks, a bit of a double, but Stax brings things back.
That fan in the crowd said they wanted B-Stax to wake up from hibernation. It's been some time, but so far, looking good, looking crispy here as the IGL leader for DRX.
Stax has claws and knives to boot, but still not too bad with those sheriff shots. Again, it's still not the round win, but so far 6-1. Again, we're talking about that map control, and you mentioned needing to see DFM commit to a site. Maybe now with the full buy, maybe now with the Seekers, they might be able to pull something off. Being 1 point away from Alt as well.
Yeah, DFM's idea this whole time is shake up the setups on C and B, try to apply pressure and then go to A, and now DRX, what a round to start pushing out. This momentum change, doesn't matter if they're C, because the wide swing is clean from Buzz.
This is new DRX. Not just a wide swing, you got 2 more players aiding him. Oh, but then Mako suddenly eliminated.
Yeah, and not quite ready for some extra trades. I don't mind the extra pressure put on from DRX. That's just a good fire back from DFM. But the point is, they still have no control of Rubble.
Yeah, can't quite push out. You've got the toxic screen up towards C, but it's not doing all that much.
Yeah, but they do know now that it should be weaker on the A site, right? Anthem had activated those Seekers, so trying to claw their way back in. 45 seconds on the clock. Still options to rotate out as well. I do like this. From here on out, it's still plenty of time to rotate. You know that they should be spread thin on DRX.
If they can take down Foxy 9, that would be it. That's what Anthem's calling for. But wow, committing on that Nightfall, and it's so much information for Stax. Showstopper doesn't quite connect, although there's a good bit of damage. Cess goes down, Anthem trades it back up. You got 15 seconds left to secure the spike plant. Can they make it happen? Finally picking it up now. And we're gonna go for it in the corner. Anthem watching the back.
Buzz has Showstopper. Oh. Flashback just trying to get information, but he knows that there are members in the site.
Good shot up on that corner, too.
Oh, Medusa!
Oh, no! Shot out midair. That Showstopper's gone. Stax is the only one here, and he has to push up front. Goes in for the burst of the lockdown.
Wow.
And that is when Anthem strikes.
Oof. Risky, but good
That was
plant from DFM.
Wow.
Flashback, I was going to say, I wonder if Flashback pushes it or not, because there's 2 ways to play that. Either you swing out at the same time with the Showstopper, or you're trying to get that information right as he arrives. So Flashback peeks out. He secures that there's members in the corner, but they weren't aware of how many were going to be out by Mound as well. Just a great save from Medusa.
Yes.
To keep his teammates alive.
That was a great shot.
Keeping up the lockdown as well. A little quiet in the beginning of the map, but putting his name back on the board.
Yeah, if that nuke went off, it might have been a different story, but still.
That nuke went off.
Nonetheless, and we go back towards the DFM, trying to blind commit in towards B.
Oh, wow.
Of the eco that DRX has. They managed to gun down Stax.
Oh.
Bird's alive, and Mate just flicks back on a dime.
Oh,
Gets
damn.
another shot. Buzz and Mako trade back through, though. And here comes Neth. They want to secure the angles. They want to get the spike down, and all that's left is going to be Mako, who peeks out.
That was a quick round.
Targets. DFM claims a 3rd round against DRX.
An eco round from DRX, but uncharacteristically taking 1v1 duels just 1 by 1. So I am curious if, I mean, the new DRX, is it a change in the tempo as well for potential timeouts, just to say, listen, like I know it was an eco, just cool things down a little bit. Because this is exactly what DFM was looking for in this round. Go in with the better firepower. And Medusa talks about it in the Emerge video. He likes him as an entry. He's going in and getting those opening frags. And so far, when he is set up, like the Death said, May will make that happen.
Damn, look at them coming from C though.
Oh, okay.
Mako and Flashback are coming from C right now.
Has control of C Mound. They're already in the spawn. They know it's gonna hit.
Good timing on that peak too from Stacks. However, great trades coming out from Anthem, but what is this, Buzz?
What is this from
Almost
Neff,
with the
though?
spray transfer. Neff
2v2
trying
right
to
now?
trade things back for his team. Mako wrapping up around from behind along with Flashback. They've got that Killjoy lockdown. So DFM has to be very careful. They are thinking about rotating off to the other side. But now, caught in no man's land.
Here's the thing. Neth, if he does put that pit up, he knows the lockdown is going to happen. So he just wishes he could get one kill. It doesn't matter if it's a Killjoy Omen, but at least if you make it a 1v1, you can play for a timing around those ultimates. But DRX, not one to overextend at a time like this. Mako going back. He saw the barrel, and Mako will not miss the shot.
1 pixel, that's all it takes.
Literally 1 pixel.
And this gentle guy just keeps smiling like that. In game, it's so different, but in real life, you just love the guy.
I mean, he is just a cozy teddy bear on stage.
Mako? Oh, Mako's a cozy teddy bear on stage.
He's not the fanciest player, but he is just tunneled in on the mission. What did he say? He said something. He said no. I was in a slump because of something else.
Okay.
Because obviously not too many kills so far here.
Right. Well, maybe he's got a couple more kills coming his way now. Up around the C site. Shrouded set plays back in. DFM trying to hold off a bit of a default, anticipating some pushes. They just don't have that information. They can't quite commit. Maybe B side again, but the setup is different from DRX this time.
DRX has been playing with the tempo quite flexibly, right? A lot of A-Rubble pressure the early part of this map, and now a couple fast pushes, and then the default that they so love. A 2-2-1, mind you, because of, especially because of the focus on B side from DFM.
A is not challenged anymore.
A is definitely not challenged anymore.
Bit of a flash past it.
Oh, wow. Anthem gets flashback. Trading each other out really well here.
Traded right back out against his counterpart. Here comes
Oh,
Mako,
wow.
though. Great
Oh,
job
look
to
at
set
May.
things up, but then May. What a quick movement up on top of the platform. He guns down Stacks. This is now a 1-on-2.
Yeah, but it's Buzz.
It's got a bit of utility. Can he make it happen, though?
The way May's looking, if May is able to get the kill and DFM gets the round win, they could go all the way up to 5 as well with the showstopper.
Where is he looking? Oh, he was
Well,
looking.
he'll get the showstopper. Now it's up to Anthem.
Just trying to watch the angles.
Oh,
Bit
shit.
of a silent movement out around. Time is still ticking. Pink Shell's committed, but Anthem stays tucked away. Boombot confirms position, but Buzz has to push in. Oh, and with the map changes, it's just all too much. He has to commit,
Wow.
and it's an easy strafe shot for Anthem to collect the 4th round.
In some weird way, it actually works out even better. You get the showstopper and the Seekers online.
Yeah, you get
One through
both.
the death, one through the kill, and another round win. That 5th round win could come through, and at that point, it's already looking tighter than most people expected. But I would say DFM looking hopeful. And one thing I want to point out is they're actually not relying too much on Medusa having to lurk and get kills. That was one of the things that used to bite the old Crazy Raccoon in the back, is that things they wouldn't know how to go through it and be like, Medusa, go kill. If you do, we'll rotate. That's not always going to be their answers here on DFM.
Maybe just a bit more of a flank guard, but still, I mean, Anthem as the mainstay, as the calls come through, it just works so well. They've got 4 ultimates now for this round, DFM. They might just be able to end things in the first half with a 7-5, and that would be pretty good.
Of course, some big ones on DRX, so it is a mind game of how do you bait out each other first.
Mm.
Seekers just to break it open. DFM just wants to get into the site. They'll worry about the counter ults later.
Wow. Oh, well, there is a counter out coming out from Buzz right now, though.
Did it hit him?
Both
It did.
events doesn't quite find all too much, but it's just, I don't know, warning shots.
What does Buzz have?
Explosive
A judge?
radiuses just right around this A-Rubble area.
But right as we had talked about Medusa now, Medusa's in position to go for the flank if they're able to get into the site, but a judge?
Oh no.
That's not what they want to deal with.
He's out of ammo.
A judge, but then a shorty.
Seal the deal, and now it's up to Stacks. Teammates rotated over as well. Flashback, quick response. but do you have the angle? That's the thing. Neth tries to hop up quick, tries to go for the Viper's pit, but the Haunt just buys his time away. Not to mention the lockdown too.
Ooh,
look at how
Anthem
they really
is
backwards. Foxy9 ready to pick them off. Still though, B-side has been gained.
Yeah, and Medusa already shook up the backside as well. Now the pit up, looking like a tough retake. They know they want to get some of those early kills through the pit, but DFM's just not giving the angles away.
It's not bad ult usage, but still DRX 1 point away for each of Stax or Foxy9's ultimate. As soon as they maybe spray through and get the single one, but look at the angle. Success with the shorty. Second shot fired through does tag Mako up to really low. Allows for Neth to spray
and
through.
Jax just jumps in there.
Just decides to go over to the next round. 7-5 he tries, but that's... Wow, a DFM coming up huge in this first half.
For sure.
7-5's honestly a pretty solid scoreline, especially considering that switching out the Sky for the Fade here for DRX, it was meant to take control of Rubble, especially on the defensive side. It's not going to be as easy to try to force that issue.
So that's a DRX 2.0? Jesus Christ.
And even then, I mean, this time the Sky, you can wait for those counter flashes, right, on the defensive side, and you'll get a wider radius a lot quicker as you creep up to that box. So I think DFM is going to be okay, considering a bit of a rough start that they had losing the pistol.
I'm still just a little bit taken aback, a little bit surprised. The game is evolving. We are feeling some of these changes. You saw that with the layout on C site and how they planted Spike. You saw that with the judge that Buzz was holding and how DFM is able to capitalize off of that. So off of those
what's good bullet?
Or maybe some of these counter flashes that Sky has, DFM is actually able to come back into the game. As we swap sides though, I mean, what are you thinking, Will?
Well, I mean, again, I think it did take them a bit longer to get a read on, exactly DRX's setups and how they're really spreading across your utility, etc. Sure, DRX's comp was meant to do that. It was meant to win out the Rubble fight and things like that. But surely they should have an answer, because now still the Haunt able to return on a cooldown, obviously not too many times in a round, but DRX could still go in, get info, and then set up for an execute with the Prowler and, of course, the Paranoia. So DFM, what's their answer? Surely they play a bit more aggressively here, pushing out a couple times.
I wonder if that's what that pillar's positioning is all about.
That's what I was thinking.
But you're absolutely right. That's DRX's game plan. That's our option. Oh, we're actually okay. Toxic screens towards A.
Yeah, just crossing across each other. But DFM wanted to kind of go for a fake that they were weak on B, right? They put up the one-way onto C. They show themselves a little bit with the screen on A. And DRX did not bite. So now they're just all going to back out.
We just got Flashback watching the back with the Sheriff. The rest of them trying to set up for that position. Is this like one of these classic DRX executes?
Yes.
DRX,
it's looking like it at
It's
least.
just too quiet around A. And if it is going to be left empty, they have to watch out for the back, which is Flashback not moving at all near A main.
Okay, so that's what Flashback is doing. Meanwhile, the rest of them have cleared out the entire site.
He heading. Wow.
DFM trying to get a read for DRX's executes, and that's why they fall back so far. But a little bit too far. Spike is down. Medusa trying to get the shot onto Buzz. Paint Shells flushes him out of position, and that's going to be the frag. A bit of a reload as Mako finds a trade on towards May.
Wait, I wanted to see Medusa get Mako. Like the fuck? Oh, here comes Stax.
Stax though, but only for the time being.
2v3.
Now needing to watch that Spike out in the open. DFM
Shit.
the screens, but
Wow.
can they dance back and forth? Not before DRX comes in.
Damn.
Two youngsters getting a kill each to finish off that pistol round. Both pistols going
Youngsters,
to
that
DRX.
says me.
That's one of the reasons, obviously, they stayed.
I got to try my first ramen yesterday. How was it?
Might be just what they needed to close things out safely on Lotus. I mean, the fact that they were just so insistent on watching the flank, they just knew someone would be it. Now, they probably expected it to be Medusa, because that's usually his role, but this time it was Anthem. They will be rewarded nonetheless for the patience.
Still very much so strong fundamentals, good reads all throughout the game. But what is this from DFM?
DFM is pushing up A. Why?
We're banking on this.
5A, not even just pushing up A. They're all 5A.
I think he saw perhaps one of the jump peaks. Either way, though, you bought up the extra guiding light. You already used it, but no rewards there. So this is
They
this
are-
could very well turn into a round where DFM's going to have to pick and choose between giving away potential kills. Now they're trying to go in on an offbeat. It looks like they're trying to get up close to C and surprise DRX.
Just a wee
Hear him.
bit.
The reload.
Not too much of a surprise.
They hear the reload.
As they push through, runs out of ammo. Neth able to secure the kill on towards Mako. Not too bad.
Not planted yet. And the door's pressuring them from behind.
Is that a lot of pressure? I feel like with the rifles,
Stax gets one.
DRX still should be able to shoot them down. Yes, it's a lot of smokes. It's a lot of question marks.
Well,
They should.
yeah, the tempo's away from them now. I mean, right as Anthem peaks there, they were hoping to get one more kill. Not able to secure it.
And he just somehow gets that.
Wow, that's sharp. That is crisp.
Wow.
Still some kills that are good enough to bring them over to the next round.
I really liked it. I got the original flavor. I wanted to get the
I mean, he looks like
original for my first. They had strawberry, but I wanted to get the original for my first.
well,
I really like Lemonade. I wish they had
no,
it here. I haven't been able
The
to
only
find
real
it.
experience he has is the couple
in Korea.
matches that he played during this offseason, but he looks like he was always ready to play on the main stage.
And that's
Ooh,
what I mean.
flashback?
Oh. There might be a bit of an issue as we go in for
Not a tech pause. You're fucking kidding me.
for the time being.
Don't sound so disappointed. It's a friendly face. Hopefully not too long of one here. Thank you so much, of course, for everyone who has been waiting around. I think everyone right now, all around us, obviously, lots of fans who have been waiting for the DRX opening match of VCT kickoff here in Korea. Everyone just hoping to get right back into the game. And, I mean, DFM, the unfortunate story
These
is
damn
the
tech
bar was
pauses
set
are gonna
low for this team,
have
right? Let's not
have they
get
been
wrong.
having a
The bar
bunch
was
of
set
tech?
very
So no,
low.
yesterday. I'm gonna
Very
mute them. Yesterday, it was supposed to start at 3 p.m. Korea time. There was a almost 4-hour delay from starting the first game, which was with Bleed and T1. There was almost a 4-hour delay because of a tech pause. There was a technical issue. And then once they got into overtime, they added like another 2-hour tech pause because it was a gear issue. And then just before this game started, there was a good almost hour of a tech pause. So there's been a lot of like tech pauses, and it's like so fucking frustrating. That fucking sucks. That's what I'm saying. So like on top of the 7 or so hours yesterday, and then the I don't know, maybe hour and a half of today, like there's been a total of like 9 hours of just tech pauses. And it is frustrating. A lot of people are like El Korea, and fun fact, see, tech pause gear issue. When this happened yesterday, it was an hour and a half tech pause for Bleed and T1. No, because like yesterday, Zeta was supposed to play yesterday. I was supposed to watch Zeta play Global Esports yesterday because they were going to play them at 7 p.m. But because of the tech pause, I didn't get to watch them until today. They rescheduled Zeta for today. So I watched Zeta, and now I'm watching DRX.
Best work to really push in through a site. Sometimes it leaves DFM a little bit lacking, but of course, you know, we're expecting the win result from DRX. I mean, we're talking about literal champions, or, you know, ex-champions versus...
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's been a while since I've seen DRX lift up a trophy, so...
I mean, you're not wrong.
Throughout the league last year, 2023 versus DFM score, is this the scoreline that we're looking at? Is a 9-5, yes, it's not the most impressive thing, but it is still a bit of an improvement. How much does it say? DFM right now with the full binds, they are going in for that hold.
Another retake setup for A for
3-1-1
DFM.
though, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna back out. I mean, you already see Neth going all the way up deep.
Are they doing a
into the backside of Heaven, so
3-man
they are
push
hitting
out of
this up.
C right now too?
Even potentially B site. So because of that, they want to up the tempo, pushing out of Mound, but Flashback has now dug
Flashback
into
is into
Mako
B
holds
though.
onto his dark coverage just for this too, but he's kind of lost the timing a little bit. Can't quite peek out of the top Heaven for now. But look at what's happening on the mini-map.
Turret not facing them just yet, but they will have to cross that line at some point. They're hoping that he peeks out on a timer, but no need. Good faith in that turret coming out from Flashback.
All right. Flash definitely gives it.
Oh my God, May!
Barrel, able to get the first shot, goes in for a second, but double dipping, he gets punished. DFM now with the retake.
Wow.
Up through. It's gonna be Cess who takes down Mako. Buzz now trying to hold from right underneath. Good support from Foxy.
2v2 right now.
And they managed to fend them off. It's just enough utility, buying enough time.
Nice.
While DFM continues to try to push up. They're slowly starting to burn.
Wow. That was a good play from DFM.
Is it enough?
Is it
It
enough?
looks like it. As DFM
Oh,
picks
just
up
barely.
the 6th
1
win
second.
against DRX.
A good retake from DFM.
That was a
Once
good
they realized
retake.
that they would have to go through the turret. I was afraid that they would wait so long because Foxy9 was actually getting ready to lurk all the way around stairs, wrapping around to defender spawn. But once they realized, okay, we can't wait on this any longer, they just go in with the pop flash. The guiding light popping right around the corner allows them to get the first kill, and then it's just trades chain through. Sure, decent support from Foxy9. You know, DFM, they upped that tempo on that retake. They started on the right timing, now trying to catch up.
Sometimes feels like flashes are still just so valuable. I mean, still so effective, even with the changes, the fact that it doesn't refresh. In a combat situation like that, you know, Stack's completely blinded.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, once you send it out, the value is still strong, but you just can't
Send it out
spam
too
it
often.
nonstop and absolutely pressure one part of the map.
Which is why I won't really fault Anthem's agent choice too much.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, which is why I don't play Sky anymore. Because to be honest, that's why I don't play it
Never
anymore.
played Sky in my life.
Wow.
Don't play Sky, how lame.
Anyway, DRX still taking things slow. And DFM not really getting too much information off of it apart from the utility. So as soon as the door is broken through, it's a bit of that beat.
Oh my God, how does he get out? Oh, he almost got out of there. He almost got out of there, never mind. I spoke too soon.
Here comes the paint shells to block them off. The spike plant is secured.
That's unfortunate.
My bitch ass spoke too damn soon.
Says he was just a sacrifice here to a well-timed attack from DRX.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, gets hit by the paranoia, and at that point, you're just hoping that the Shadow Step lands and saves you, but Buzz waits for it and shoots right through.
And as soon as the retake
Wow.
comes up, I mean, you can bank on those flashes, but if they don't quite land, if DRX are playing anti-flash, yeah, just running out of time at that point.
I'd
Can't
save
quite secure
here.
kills, can't quite get a bit more space into its sights, so retake's impossible at this point. And it's just another one of these rounds with DRX getting in position, setting up for that classic sight hit.
Yeah, and I wonder if they're going to try opening the store. No, they're not, because obviously not great on the creds for DRX either. I mean, they'll be fine, obviously, especially winning the round, but not enough to greet just yet. Now,
I didn't know
DFM
Flashback wears glasses
running
though.
out of credits to spend. They'll have to save, carry over these two rifles.
And that's where you start thinking
The
about
best part is if you look at fucking Stacks in the corner, he's like towards the corner like, please don't hit me.
some of these rounds.
Guardian, Vandal, Phantom. Classics for the rest. Okay, I mean, a Frenzy upgrade, sure, but no armor for Neth either.
Huh. Well, they are trying to hold more forward positions. Anthem jiggling up around pillars.
Yeah, this is a setup for Anthem, right? The Paranoia.
Ooh.
Yeah, he wanted to set up kills for the Vandal, but already knowing that the Vandal is there is not what DFM wanted.
Just feels risky. At least with the utility towards Rubble, it holds off DRX for a second, long enough for me to get in the position up and on an off angle. But as soon as this curtain drops, though, Foxy9, he's got an idea of his own.
Yeah, but this one way helps. He knows it can't be an easy cross angle, so he's lined up for just the one kill. good
Wow.
setup and good support from Neth. He even gets the Vandal and gets out for free. DRX just says, okay, if that's the setup, we want to rush and get the plant onto the other side of the map.
They're rushing over just as quick as Foxy9 drops, but guess around the doors. DFM presses that button, that flash comes out. They might break them apart. Buzz, though, guns them down for a little bit, but it's a classic that ends his life.
It's a classic that gets buzzed. That's nuts.
Flashback cut into 1-on-2.
Right. It's the child.
Never a better time than to prove the hype was correct. Termi says with time he thinks Flashback can become the greatest player in Korea. Knows at least one coming from Waterfall.
Now 2.
Paranoia calls it true. Gets the first shot. A bit of a swing from
Wow, NT.
back and forth, and it just throws Flashback off for a little bit. In for a loop. It's going to be DFM picking up that 7th win.
Yeah, Neth with a little nod to Coach Termi saying, you're right, he does need a little bit more time. Wins out that 1v1 duel. This was good. I mean, Foxy9 just kind of had to commit to the bit there, but the one-way setup, starting it after the toxic screen. You can tell that, I mean, they're happy, but obviously it was a little bit of a nail biter, says. Bit of a nervous laughter there.
For both sides. But still, I mean, DRX in the lead right now. Economy slowly starting to run dry. A bit of a heavy investment for May on that operator.
It's going to be a fast hit. We've got the showstopper available as well.
Okay, we're not seeing anything outside B from DFM. DRX making their presence known outside the A site.
Waiting for the push out from B. DRX still leaving their options open. They've had a couple of successes pinching onto B site.
Okay, wait for the dark cover. Is that the game plan? And then just commit towards, wow.
It's a 2v1 on main though.
Flashback, do you have what it takes?
Wow.
Shoulders exposed. That's all Seth needs. May now with a shot at the Buzz. Stacks though.
Stacks is out here though.
Back down. By his lonesome takes down 2. With the spike down now and a bit more information. He's got the C's. He's trying to keep them away. Lockdown committed. Oh, and then Foxy9 shot out from the back. It's gonna
wow.
be Stacks trying to bury his fangs and slash his claws, but still Neth.
It's up to Mako though. Mako's scary.
For the time being. Mako,
oh, the timing! And you know what the worst part is this has happened to Mako before.
Oh, Mako.
Oh my goodness. The thing is,
feels bad, man.
He had to go in like on a split second that the lockdown ends.
True.
Oh, Mako.
Laugh it off. What can you do?
The immediate sadness.
I think
Mako.
laughing into their comms just to loosen things up. I mean, it happens because otherwise you're giving away the half so much for free. It's still a 2v1.
Well, and you never want to play that flame game either. Not on a stage like this.
They were even confused.
You can hear Seth still like, oh, okay.
Seth is like, okay.
All right, May still on that operator.
Gives
out the info.
Oh.
What a tap from Buzz.
That was a.
I think Buzz might have spotted on that jump off of the box earlier too, so he was ready for it.
And off of it, the showstopper now onto the top of the platform. We can push in deeper. Seekers gives us the info that DFM is trying to flank up a little bit. So DRX should be set for this retake. Simple frag for Flashback. Now
wow.
Tools, and he is online. Looks out for the third. It's going to be Mako that's
Mako with an op though.
And then Cess.
A Mako operator kill. A rare find. But a clean one.
Why did he say it like that? A rare find.
It's a good one. Not that we got to see it, but we did see the kill feed. Well, I mean, you gotta save. It's not map point just yet, so carry over whatever you can. It's gonna be a little wonky, but with half armors, they should be able to make something work.
Not the easiest task, and we are nearing map point after all. But that said, I mean, so far, just some decent, fun Valorant being played on stage. You got DFM showing some, little improvements here and there. Nice firepower from new pickups from Crazy Raccoon. But DRX, I mean, this was a map they never wanted to play, not too much. They showed it at AVL a little bit. They showed it here, and it's still pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the first showing, and this, we've talked about this before whenever a new map comes out. Like, DRX likes to hide the new map for as long as possible, and they're like, haha, here's the wild card, and then it's like, well, it actually wasn't that good, so we'll come back next time. And then they look good, right? After a whole another split or a whole another tournament, they look good. So that's kind of what happened to Lotus as well.
You guys can see what Will looked like next to me. That's the goofiest post.
Well, that's what it felt like watching DRX trying to hide away this new map as if it was some crazy masterpiece that they had concocted. I mean, it was the same thing with Fracture. For those of you who remember when Fracture was first released, like they were saying like, oh, and they had even told us on the Korean broadcast that, wow, scrims are going well, like our Fracture's gonna be so good. And we're like, all right, and they opened it up against Fnatic, and Durka was just like, haha, double satchel up, and then you guys are all dead. So, I mean, I think they are starting to learn the lesson. Hopefully we don't see the same thing with Sunset. But anyway, been a while since Lotus came out. It's looking good. And now DFM off of a timeout with the half armors. They have mostly rifles, but only a stinger. But if they get the plant, it's the pit for Neth.
That would be lovely. Still, though, DRX, same game plan, making their presence known up around A. Dark cover being propped up. Slight difference this time, though, from DFM in terms of Neth's toxic screen. They have to think twice about pushing into A, or it's just to bypass it through the door.
Oh, Neth just going to use it early instead of on the retake. Just wants to scare them away, and that way he can utilize his stinger a little bit better as well.
Not bad. But now that it's committed, I mean, there's an option for DRX just to rotate over.
Yeah, I mean, I have my questions here because so much time was left, and they don't exactly have the greatest tools to go for a retake onto B.
Cess on that from the shadows Omen ult for info. A little bit early up around mountain, he didn't see anything, so I don't know if he's calling it clear. Still kind of jiggling up around C.
I mean, perhaps it's just some way to try to pressure them into B as they're already set up for it, but DRX isn't taking that bait. The C should be landing.
Uh-oh. All right, try to step away. This is now a retakes game. Stinger 4 rifles up against a fully equipped DRX. They try to push through. They try to go along and
push through it without no util.
Just that good. Positioning and elevated angle from Mako as well, though. May makes it a trade, but then here comes Flashback. DRX's teamwork is still just that good. Well, I gotta pick up a rifle.
Yeah, I mean, not much you can do. You have to. Yeah, I guess you save it at that point. Already so much time passed as well. And Stack says, oh, come back.
Oh.
Stack says, oh, I'm dead.
Nice little conversation between two veterans.
And Flashback says, full stop, period. We're done. It's map point now.
Nothing flashy, but very reliable from Flashback. Curious to see how he's going to look on other maps. Of course, he's been tasked with kind of anchoring and holding the flank so far, so not too many opportunities to show his stuff either.
Yeah, the first half, just chilling on C.
Yeah, not too many rounds where he actually even got a taste of the action. But it seemed like that retake, part of it was the map changes a bit, right? The boxes had the extended length of it. Oh, I missed that. Sorry, kind of spoke over it. Gotta remember that Buzz is Buzz is a very talkative guy, so whenever we see him on camera, probably has something nice and fun to say.
If anything, though, I think Flashback might show us a bit more in Breeze, perhaps, as that is the next map. But here we go. Bit of a last effort from DFM. We've got the judge on Neth. 5 rounds. The first one has been spent. 4 slugs.
That blind flat missed too. Wow! That's Spike too.
Spike down. The rest of them want to corral around, and they managed to make it happen. Spike and Sight still picked up.
You should run.
Got exciting for a second.
Yeah, but no support. And then DRX, sure, this lockdown can feel a bit early, but there's just no way for them to break it. Just trying to hop around away from that Trailblazer as well.
I want to bite that lockdown. Nothing doing for now.
Imagine if the Trailblazer could break the lockdown.
No. Will.
I think this is the beginning of the end here for map 1.
Certainly feels like it. Look at the positioning from DRX. The timing, it's not great. Paranoia sets up, but they have to push in now. And as soon as they make it past the toxic screen, it's an easy shot. Foxy 9.
Wow, Foxy.
Last one on the other side.
Damn.
Steals it away.
Mako takes his ace.
DRX.
You know Foxy's gonna be like, yeah, 뭐야? You're like, 형 뭐야?
DFM, I mean, especially because it was their map pick, I want to say, I have to imagine they had more that they wanted to show. This wasn't the entirety of their preparation. There were some good moments, especially individually. There were a couple good calls as well.
안녕하세요.
But at the end of the day, it did not look like they were able to open up their entire playbook and showcase why they felt confident on Lotus. So you can see a bit of disappointment in themselves, it seems. But the match isn't over just yet.
Certainly not. We still got another map to go. Maybe 2 if DFM picks up the next one. It is DRX's map pick, though. So you know what? I'm going to let our analysts break all of that down.
And I'm not gonna pay any attention because you. Oh, I need music. Hold on. 그 뭐지? 저는 웹 소설 쓰는 한국인입니다. 반가워요. 반가워요. A web novel. 그거서요. 어떤 종류? Why this sad song? Was it hard to write a web novel? I don't know. I've never done it. What is it? Romance and fantasy. Ah! Yeah. I like how it still says Zeta Genji up here, and then this DRX here. Here we go. Way too long. Way too far. Is it hard to write a web novel? Oh, boom, 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 boom. 아 이게 뭐야? Give me a song. It's my mind. Can't get brand new emotion. You got me losing. Now we wait for the second round. Oh, they play at 7 tomorrow. Shit. If only I got off at 7 tomorrow. Why did you call me, baby? If only I got off at 7 tomorrow, I would be able to watch Zeta play tomorrow. 슬퍼. 슬퍼. 솔직해진다면 넌 눈앞에까지. If you love me, love me. This is the 21st. Wednesday. I should be able to watch them. I'm not saying that I don't believe they'll. I don't want them to win against T1. Now, if they actually do, I will cry. But I want them to win against T1. Pain.
He had to go in like on a split second that the lockdown ended. True.
Poor Mako. Mako just dead. Oh, sugar and step. Oh, I want to meet them, but I'm too scared. I'm too scared. I'm a baby. Oh my god, I'm such a little scaredy cat. When it comes to meeting people I like watch. I want to meet Zeta Division, but I'm too scared. It's just so funny because Carla is so tall. And every night. Ah, nani kore? ちょっと待って。Someone really likes Buzz. Hey you. So I was laughing at, I just saw that on the other stream. Whoa, wait!
Okay, we've got Foxy9 back on Jet.
Whoa, wait, Buzz is playing Yoru?
Opposite side, the Cypher Vipers there, and we have May now bringing up the
Whoa, what? Oh my god, we have a Yoru! We have a Yoru and a Jet. I didn't go pee. Shit. Let me go pee.
Has got to be the Sova, so I do see it as a staple.
Here's the biggest concern. I'll just throw this out there real quick. We have Mako on Viper, and that's it for smokes.
We have Mako on Viper, casters. Over to you.
We have Mako on Viper. We got double duelists. We got double Yorus on both sides. Thank you so much, Chubby Ninja, Asteroid, and Achilles. This is going to be one crazy match.
Yeah, and Foxy9 back on the Jet as well with this double duelist. I mean, Buzz on the Yoru, not too shocking, especially with that what Asteroid mentioned. You know, considering that he's often played the KO and things like that to be that supporting second line of entry with the flashes, but a very different take on the Euro pickup from DFM, right? You've got Net on the harbor, so trying to cut things up a bit more, but it's going to be a tough attack.
I'm back, bitch. I'm back. I'm back.
Because otherwise, it's going to be pretty telling how you enter onto a
Oh, wow. Yoru v Yoru.
Dude, Buzz is not going to be happy about that one. Foxy answers right back, though. DFM just losing out their legs for a second, but still very much alive. Oh, as Foxy 9 pushes past this Poison Cloud, it's so risky.
Well, this is kind of good bait for Cess, though. As they've all gone through.
There we go.
It's kind of hard to predict that he'd be right under from the shoot.
Oh, it missed?
Wait,
How did that miss? How did that first one miss?
Definitely secure it though. May still very much alive. Goes in for the next shot. 22 HP. Just gate crashes into safety. The plant goes through.
Oh, wow.
But Flashback senses it and uses the timing to push up front.
Wow.
Here is that rookie.
Good shots too. Very crucial. Both of them were quite low. So if that was a headshot right off the bat, Stacks was pretty low. Could have still been a 1v2 victory for DFM. But it's going to be Flashback. All the impact kills coming in from Flashback here on the pistol round.
Very explosive. As we got two opening picks really quickly. But as soon as that retake comes through, I mean, the pivotal position coming in from Foxy 9, like you mentioned, Will. The shock dart from Stacks to get the kill onto Cess. But then Flashback.
So quick.
Is he, you know, maybe Izu's not the only player that's the future.
He's so tiny.
So far, but the match isn't over just yet.
Really early. Foxy 9 pulling out the outlaw.
ちょっと待って.
That's gonna be fun to see.
잠깐만.
Duelist, he
몇
loves
살이야?
to go peeking.
Flashback.
Definitely spots one out. And you know what? With the outlaw, the wallbang, the penetration on this thing, it's just so good.
And a bit of a way far out jump as well. I mean, Anthem just trying to switch it up, see if they can catch him on another timing, bait out the shots so they can run in as a double.
And look at the default positioning from DRX as well.
Wow. 2005. Jesus fucking Christ.
Around shop or cave, and DFM no longer wants to challenge it. Mako watching halls. You got a little bit more support from Stacks, who has recons that you can send out towards mid as well. So they've got all these bases covered.
Wow.
Mako fires off a shot, and all of a sudden DFM, I don't know if you want to keep going into A anymore.
Yeah, this is a weird eco round where Neth just keeps getting caught behind alone. Now, do they check this corner? No, but it's
but Mako gets it.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's an
Yes,
eco,
Spike
but
too.
it's just this weird push up from DFM where it's Neth with the spike who constantly gets left behind, and he's like, well, how am I supposed to get out of this choke point?
Right. A lot of these like
Wow,
solo
Mako.
efforts, getting caught in odd positions, and DRX just being clean with their shots. First you got Foxy 9, then you got Mako.
The thing I am most impressed about with Flashback, though, I've mentioned it before, is just how calm he looks, right? He's like, oh, this is just another game of Valorant. That he's giving off that vibe on stage. I mean, who knows? You know, if we do have a chance to hear from him, maybe he's going to say this was the most nervous he's ever been. But the thing is with Foxy 9, we could tell he was nervous.
Yeah.
You know, some of the matches that he played, or even the maps when they were winning with Foxy 9 on stage, you could tell that the adrenaline and the nerves were getting to him, both in his play and just how he looked on camera. Whereas
Flashback looks
it's just saying,
vibing.
I mean, it's just Valorant, right?
It would be super funny if he actually said he was.
I mean, it's possible. Some people are good at hiding it.
Oh, but look at this. And the drone does not spot him as well. Screen is running out, though, and DFM hasn't pushed out all too far, so Mako's still in a pretty darn good position.
He's holding so close, too.
Medusa off of the lurk, able to catch
Wow.
Foxy 9. Mako instantly getting the trade-off.
What are all these fucking smokes? God damn. I can't see shit.
I mean, the only hope is that Medusa got a pick on the lurk. But what? You saw Flashback. Okay, oh my goodness.
Wants to find even more first.
No, but I thought he was pretty much part of the wall as a statue right there.
Oh, what?
What? Where's the comms here?
I would have thought that DRX would have responded to it.
Well, I mean, it looked like Stacks thought it was going to be him just trying to dig into the site. I don't know, a bit of a comms breakdown perhaps.
30 seconds
Some
left.
questionable moves, but at the end of the day, DFM 4v2 advantage to try to break into the B site.
Last player
Anthem was on
standing.
the lurk as well.
All right, we'll see if Stex can dig them out of this one, but that's
No.
not quite going to happen. Cess had the positioning up around window. DFM.
What the fuck just happened?
Back in. No
All right.
bonuses so far.
Yeah, some mysteries in that one, but at
A
the end
lot
the
of
day, the
mysteries in
lurk
that
comes
one.
in clutch from Medusa. I mean, that happened very early on into the round, so a good kill there.
That's the second one.
I am actually wondering if Buzz was trying to act like he was a decoy, because the way he was walking on that angle is really weird. I mean, could be. I don't know. Maybe we're reading too much into it.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? We'll find out. I mean, if it wasn't decoy, would you just run forward? Whatever it is, Mate now has the dimensional drift, goes into it, gets all the info on the site, and is looking to get a pinch onto, you know, maybe Flashback or Buzz. Oh, Flash doesn't quite go out, though.
Oh, wow.
Buzz able to take him down. Neff makes it a bit of a trade. Medusa now back in from top of elbow. Archers is going to be where Mako is positioned, but without the numbers.
You have to save.
Save that, because Foxy got a fucking up.
A big investment there, so DRX not going to greet it. It's very early on into the half, so no need for that. But yeah, we've been seeing a lot more Yorus now with the dimensional drifts as well, where they're not just going to try to go for the flashy plays where you go for the pop flash and then jump out, go for the shorty, things like that. They really do start to utilize that ultimate as an initiating tool. Wait for your teammates and then just pop out, go for the trades. I mean, it looked like May should have had an opportunity to get the kill himself onto Buzz, but at the end of the day, only that one weapon dropped. And that should help them stabilize quite steadily, as it was a rough buy round on the third round.
Yeah, not too bad for DFM. And you got to wonder again, I mean, the way Lotus played out for DRX, they had a stronger start. Of course, this is still just early, but this is DRX's map pick.
Yeah, and as the Des mentioned as well, even on Lotus, they won both pistols, so the score itself didn't tell the entire story. It could have been a much closer map. I mean, sure, I'm not saying we shouldn't count pistols as part of the skill level, but you know, they started with a massive advantage. Ended up being a 13-8 scoreline.
Makes me wonder how DFM might fare against a team like Team Secret as well. So we'll save that for a future day. But for now, DFM continuing to try to push through. It is them up against a slightly wounded DRX, though. Foxy9 with the op still very much alive and just trying to get an angle. But look at all of these walls.
You can't see jack shit.
Picks that they would want yet either.
Time to jump.
And with that, Spike goes down. Neff gets it done. Stacks, no angle seen either. As soon as, you know, the high tide goes down, Toxic Scream comes up. And then after that, I don't know, you still got a little bit more utility. One more Cascade is available. Oh, look at the gate crash back into safety. Reckoning deployed as well. DRX starting to feel the pressure. Foxy9 has to push up front, goes in for the tap, wants to bait out peaks. Here comes a bit of a flash.
Wow.
DRX are landing their shots. Buzz goes
wow.
in. Flashback gets one of his own. Foxy9 gets another
wow,
shot.
they won that fucking eco round.
DRX claims the round.
Yeah, the tempo just one step ahead of DFM. The original idea seemed to be that it was going to be Mace jump peeking, then gate crashing out. Off of that, Medusa goes on the lurk, and then you kind of chain the lurks as well as you're holding out in main, but they realize they're already way close up to pyramids, so you need to just join back in main. The Reckoning sent a little deep as well, so DRX able to start pushing out in front of it, avoid those stuns.
Yeah.
Clean shots across the board for DRX.
Nice. Really, really clean. I think that was one of the difference makers too.
Foxy.
DFM, although they do recognize some of the situations, you know, sometimes it's just tough. A little bit slower on the decision making, and now it's going to be a DRX doing a little bit more.
Wow.
What is that swing from Medusa?
That's a stupid swing. That's what that is.
Snappier swings against the operator. It's a good call from Medusa. That shakes up the setup from DRX quite a bit, but lots of tools still. The pit remaining for a little bit longer on A main as well.
just a bit, but hearing the footsteps out towards mid, Mako wants to investigate. That fake out was kind of used as well. Prompts May to kind of peek back down. Gatecrash will be used as he regroups with his squad. So now it's all up to Buzz, actually, to kind of receive and welcome them over to the B side.
Damn, flashback.
Well. Oh,
And Buzz.
great double burst. 2 kills for each of the DRX members. Now it's all down to May. Spotted out, flashes out, but has to turn tail and hide.
Oh, wow.
Lower. A good gate crash, and Buzz drawing so much attention to the back of sight. Frees up flashback to hold close angles. A surprising double kill throws off DFM away from their own tempo. Then they're struggling to at least try to clean up Buzz as well, but the headshots line up.
And it's just, again, a DRX
Wow.
that knows exactly how to play around the corners, knows exactly how to jiggle back and forth and strafe shoot perfectly. Flashback, that's clean. Buzz, a little bit cleaner too.
Timeout, surely from DFM.
Yeah.
Trying to see what other answers they can have, because without getting a clean first kill, and usually from the main force, I mean, Medusa had a great first kill here, but you know, it's away from the main force. They had to regroup, and at that point, the execute starts to look a little obvious when Yoro's your only duelist. So I'm curious to see what else they have prepared. Now, working mid, like they did here, mid and hall is that pressure. It does shake the default just a bit, right? You have to have many more angles to cover, and sometimes maybe that means you can't put all your trips on one site. You have to use one on halls at the very least. That used to be the go-to way back when. So there's some options to force DRX out of their comfort zone, but DFM, what's their choice?
That is the question, especially for this timeout. I mean, you're absolutely right. With Yoro being their sole duelist, Will, it's a little bit tricky and difficult to really create that space for your team. You don't have the same mobility and dive potential that Jet does, or Raze. So at least for this round, Anthem on the Guardian, just gonna try to play it safe for a second. DRX, though, starting to stretch their legs a little bit. Look at what Buzz is doing down halls.
I like it after the timeout as well. You know they have enough money for a half armor buy. Oh, he jumps down. Make sure that they can't pressure mid too hard. Gate crashes out. Doesn't find solid info.
It does invite Medusa for a bit of a visit, though.
Yeah, but see, this is the change from DRX. That trip now put on Hall, so the earlier mid pressure. That way they don't have to keep watching both Nest and Hall. So DRX adjusting. They still have the gate crash for backup going to B. Don't have to worry about anything like a KO. So the default is here for DRX. Still finding comfort. Different angles on A side as well. Mako close. He's used that position before.
Wow.
Wow. Barely.
Buzz sends out the fake out as well. Just a bit more info. There it is.
Wow,
Foxy
Foxy.
has arrived up around bridge. That's the first kill. Stacks picks up the other.
Oh, wow.
Getting gunned down, actually, by Anthem. It gives DFM a little bit more space, but how long can they hold this on? Because Foxy9 has his sights available. Stacks with a bit of a lineup from the shock dart, too. May still very much in the game. Just wants to go in to retrieve the spike. 15 seconds left, and he has to stick the plant. Oh.
He's going to get tagged, but can he get out of it?
No.
Stacks
Damn.
on the jump.
Stuck in on the first beam. So although it was a good idea, did not quite anticipate Stacks' Hunter's Fury. DRX investing every cent and dime to secure the round wins.
Yeah, and the quick decision from Stacks as well, both on the Shock Dart and the Hunter's Fury. I mean, the pit's used to try to just get into the site, because they think that's going to be enough to win it out. Yeah, and he sees that coming up. Yeah, the pit's being used. He doesn't even actually necessarily hear the pit when he draws out the Shock Dart, but he just wants to deny that spike going into the site, and then he backs off knowing that he has the Hunter's Fury.
Incredible. 3 rounds, 1 in a row now. That win bonus is flowing.
Yeah, on a rough round for DFM. They're kind of now stuck into their own half armor meta.
Wow.
May's still putting up kills, but it's not leading to much anymore.
It's just single frags, and then trades for DRX. Foxy9 punishing with that operator, but Stacks now coming in to take a peek. It somehow doesn't pay off. More members than he anticipated, perhaps. And then we got some pings from DFM.
Yeah, but look at Foxy9's position. They know they've lost mid entirely, so he just takes over the entirety of A main into all the way into the cave. Now, if he peeks out any further, his legs will show on that spy cam.
I like it. Staying vigilant, trying to read the timings for how DRX might rotate. Still is a play in towards the A site though, so trying to make use of the pyramids and the toxic screen. Medusa with such a deep position actually pinches on towards Mako. Starting to look like a very secure DFM round.
Yeah, this is a weird round just because, you know, DFM is going to be able to buy up next round anyway. But
flashback.
Now with the, yeah, of course you used the Blade Storm then.
How did that happen? I gotta see that. He gets a third
triple.
too as he pushes out. Foxy9 just making noise, trying to buy it away from Anthem. Timer is ticking. We spent one left click, one
Flashback's
knife.
running in. He's ready for it. The shock dart doesn't go out.
Wow.
The spray around the pyramid.
Look at flashback. Wow.
Beautiful 4K. Gets the neural theft with the defuse. The Academy youngster now on the main squad. A very impactful round win for him.
You know, we were wondering, right, on Lotus, you know, he had some of these 1-on-2 situations. If he can clutch us out, he will be amazing.
Wow.
2-on-4, he can do it just as well. He took down 3.
I'm starting to see why the DRX players are hyping up Flashback. Oh, he's got the energy as well.
He has so much energy.
Not just calm anymore. All right.
Okay. The thing is he doesn't seem to be a very flashy player.
No.
But in some ways, similar to Mako, just doesn't get shaken up no matter what, always expecting the next target.
The pop-off, though.
Well, that's unlike Mako for sure.
But yeah, whatever it is, here's the next round. Dimensional Drift was deployed. Hunter's Fury and all the ults and utilities, too. Foxy9 starting to feel the pressure, but he's still okay with the shorty.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And May wins out the duel. Trades from Buzz, though. Flashback still very much alive.
Flashback. Flashback.
And he picks up the third kill.
This kid.
Off of a bit of a lurk. Can't quite find all too much as he gets spotted out.
Wow.
Buzz takes him out.
Let this be a lesson
Wow.
to Korean players. Pop-offs matter. All right, the confidence. No,
Look at Mako.
serious. In a game like Valorant, the momentum matters so much. The energy matters. Obviously, it could lead to overheats, but sure, Flashback's been doing consistently well across each map, but the way he's swinging out of the smokes, the way he's taking fights alongside veterans on the squad of DRX.
I hear what you're saying. The confidence, the energy, you love all of that. I'm just laughing because as soon as you say that, Mako's face shows up. He doesn't pop off.
Well, Mako's an exception.
Mako's the only one.
He talks about how if he had the aim of Flashback, maybe it would have won champions. Maybe if you popped off, you would have won champions. I don't know.
Oh, damn.
It's got to be whatever it is. Medusa definitely has a bit of aim as well.
Oh.
Off the lurks, off of May, the Guardian shots. Despite this being a half by DFM, they are still thorny. They are still ready to shoot through.
Should be able to go all the way to the plant. Now, Dimensional Drift available for Buzz, so there's some options. He's actually dug all the way deep with the Gate Crash as well.
Damn.
Hey, you can't read that one.
You can't.
I love how he sends the Great Crash out towards mid as well, and then maybe he goes in for a bit of pressure play towards the back of A main.
Just wants to spot how many people are where. Wow. 2 in main flashes just to keep them tied up. 3rd and 4th. He's isolated. Oh, that's a good shot from Flashback.
What the heck? Incredible long-range duels. The Reckoning was saved for this moment. Tried to go in for that Gate Crash, but not quite in time. Mako, deeper position, has to hold it for his teammate. Unfortunately, Flashback drops down, so it comes down to the one-on-one.
Wow.
May with the Guardian. Picks out 1, 2, 3, and to the 4.
Yeah. Just the unfortunate part there is May tried to go in for an upgrade on the weapon, but not enough time left. The spike goes off, so not even the Guardian kept over.
Still a good win.
I mean, when you're this far behind, though, you gotta make sure you're taking everything you can.
True.
So we'll see. I mean, we'll see if it adds up.
But I'm just impressed. I mean, these were all just Guardian shots. Getting the frag out towards Halls. I mean, they're starting to get an idea for how DRX positions themselves. We are nearing the end of the first half, though.
Here.
Could be another potential 7-5.
That is how we ended off the first half on the first map.
That's a good move as well. Just note that Buzz spams that out and then he gate crashes out, and it could have been bait for someone to peek in to Foxy9's operator.
Oh, Mako.
Yeah, but DFM.
Look at this.
No idea. Oh, Mako. Oh, no. Uncharacteristic whip, but
Oh, Mako gets two there.
Neff comes back in for that trade, finds yet another onto Foxy.
2v2, 2v1, 2v2 now.
Shot through mid, but then his position is revealed. Stax knows and wants to play around the pyramids. Comes back into support, flashback, Aldrone deployed.
Wow, Anthem.
Where one player was, but not quite sure about Anthem. So it comes down to the gun duels. Oh, jump peeks and wall bangs. Medusa is coming up from behind. 8 rounds left in the mag. Stax tries to stick it
Wow,
out.
Medusa.
But just left
Good
a little
play.
bit undetected. Medusa comes back up in full.
Medusa draws out so much aggro from mid in that post plant. What a crucial lurk. Starts off with a kill as well, a second, and then the cyber cage. And then he breaks the drone from Anthem. Like you said, that keeps him hidden just long enough for Flashback to not have his crosshairs lined up on that corner.
You gotta admire how sharp some of these crazy Raccoons players are.
You mean DFM?
Okay, DFM, yes.
They are DFM. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you.
They are DFM. They definitely are, and they are showing up bigger performances than last year. If we can end this 7-5, I might actually, have some hope of this possibly going for map 3. May with the dimensional drift now, looking to initiate on towards B site, or at least create a bit of pressure once more. Medusa lurking out towards A main.
Oh, this is hard though. I mean, this is how they're trying to take up space elsewhere, but May's got to have an escape ready to go.
Oh,
It's too late.
Foxy's
He spotted
positioning
2 members
though.
on opposite sides. What a risk.
Very, very risky. Everyone's all split up. Now you got Buzz who took down Medusa.
If he gets more than one here,
yeah.
I mean, then the round's over.
Okay, Cascade flashes through. Wow.
Oh, wow, that timing.
And good flick away from Anthem as well. He dodged that flash like it's nothing. Just in time for that high tide 2 from Neth. And it keeps Stax at bay.
But they couldn't get Neth the plant, so no reckoning available. Was only 1 point away. Well, this isn't something DRX has done too much of, but they're wary of it. They have enough people still left alive. 3 versus 3.
Unbelievable.
And the neural theft. You have to push out. You got to take this fight.
They are pinched. They are sandwiched in. Foxy9, if you don't take the fight against Flashback, Foxy9 is right on the other end.
Wow.
They ground, but it's not quite enough as Flashback. Unbelievable peaks.
I mean, I know it's a low-cost ultimate, but what was that? 4 neural thefts? 3 neural thefts? I mean, quite a few. Sure, they fed him a couple, defuses and things like that.
That
But
was insane, really.
from Flashback.
Certainly speeds up the process and the retakes, too, of that neural theft. So, I mean, that's the story today. We're seeing DRX, we are seeing new compositions, and we are seeing Flashback.
All right, this fan says that they will buy dinner if, they didn't say who, but if they win, and it said per person $50. So that's like a really decent dinner, like a nice dinner.
It doesn't say who.
It doesn't say, but that means if anybody, right? Like, that's up to interpretation, so I'll take it. I'm down for a $50 dinner from a fan.
Yeah, something like Korean barbecue. Whatever it is, the map's not over yet. 8-4. It's a lot of improvements all around. Sharp shots coming out from players such as May, Medusa. Thing is, though, as we swap over to the next half, I mean, how do you make the compositions work?
But a great round.
It's a little bit better.
Yeah, it should be easier for DFM, or at least it's easier to showcase what they prepped. But I'm curious, because Buzz, Yoru, depending on how mobile that is, I mean, I think that's going to be the make or break.
That's what I'm thinking about. Theoretically, good composition for defense. You got Medusa on that Cypher. You got the double controller, but you also got double duelist in the form of not just Buzz, but also Foxy9, who has been sniping. He hasn't had the best performances, given how he loves to peek out on his own, but still enough that it confuses DFM at times.
Fast push out with a cascade on A, so gate crash available for backup as well.
Well, everyone just kind of holds back. May already pinched down by Foxy9.
That's an early camp.
What?
Oh,
Wow, Spike Planter killed.
That was crazy.
good pick out. I mean, that's enough time for backup to arrive from mid, and DRX knows this.
Hence, they are not pushing up front to retrieve the spike just yet. I'm more curious about Mako's positioning, though, as he wraps back up around. The high tide does block off quite a bit towards B main, though.
Good cyber cage from Flashback.
Really good cyber cage, actually.
Knows that Neth is right around the corner. Oh, but past the toxic screen. As soon as it drops, though, picks off Cess. Neth right around a Rosie.
Wow.
With but Mako lands a shot. Too many targets, a little bit overwhelmed. DRX, another pistol.
Flashback, just almost robotic to a certain extent.
Almost
That's what you want
robotic.
from someone that you can trust to anchor, really just hold, one angle, one part of the map. And the cyber cage, I mean, even
That
though he
cyber
doesn't
cage was really good.
the fact that it now makes him question, is he in the cage? Is he going to pop out on the other side? Is he still in the cubby? That forces him. It funnels him all the way back in to the other side.
At some point, they just decided, like, okay, we don't want to deal with him. Let's try to run backside, but that is where he finds that opening. So with a pistol win now, Foxy9 on another outlaw buy. DFM off.
Foxy9 with another outlaw buy.
All classics. I mean, that's,
Oh,
okay.
shit.
An ambitious jump, but a clean shot from Flashback nonetheless.
Walks up like it's nothing. Now we've got that gate crash play onto site. Most of it is clear. Fake out clears it out in full. But Flashback is in such a good position too. Gets a clean second one. Now feeling a bit more pressure from the double peaks, but Mako instantly comes back in to respond.
Wow.
Easy double burst.
I was about to say, if he does get traded, that's a bulldog over to DFM, but Mako's there at long range. Good support from the veteran older brother. Stax loving what his teammates can show under his leadership. I mean, Stax is one of those players, again, he's had great moments, but as a leader, it's been very up and down, and you could tell that he had trouble handling the pressure. I mean, he's spoken out about it as well. But now rejuvenated with two young players under his command.
And this is just kickoff, but I am starting to wonder, like, champions being in Korea this year, is there going to be a little bit more pressure towards the later half of the year?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if they'll have to get there, for sure.
They want to.
If that doesn't happen, boy. We saw a similar situation with Masters Tokyo last year, and I don't think DRX would want to be in those shoes ever.
Definitely not, which is why this performance so far has been good. Just clearing things out to check. They see that spy camera, shooting things out. Medusa still trying to play around. Oh, he sneaks underneath the tripwire. Takes down Stax. The spike is still down.
Yeah, a little bit high on the tripwire, but at the end of the
That
day,
trip is high.
to buy time here.
That's not bad. They just make sure that they can get numbers advantage.
The post plants are coming. The lineups from the snake bites. It's already on the way.
Through the air.
They need to push out.
Oh, they're running out of time. DFM, they're clearing off way too much. Outlaw still fires through.
Wow.
Tap back into it. Buzz lands it through. Seth's trying to stick it. He's trying to
Seth
make it go
sticks
through,
it.
and Anthem will secure the frag on towards Buzz, just enough for Seth to stick the defuse.
Those 2 kills from Buzz, though.
That could have been dicey, just because I think DRX made the right call to say, all right, we've already lost enough members. They're still not peeking out, so since they've spent enough time, fire off the snake bites first, and then we'll still have 3 members on this firing range from window. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, a little bit of better weaponry and still more members for DFM. Yeah, Anthem's relieved on that one. He knows what trouble they could have faced there.
Almost. High tide was nice, though. 10-5 score, and now we go back into it. DRX buys up. What is this stack up around the ace?
What the fuck is this?
An interesting look here. The decoy invested as well. They want to push out that much is certain. You have the gate crash as well. That's why they do it. Right, so it puts the pressure on. Now if DRX wants to shake up the default, they're going to have to invest a lot because you heard and saw so many different pieces of utility. And DFM's banking on that. Now they're trying to erase mid, and then gate crash will be there to support B site. The problem is Medusa is all alone.
I'll handle this.
Looking for a pocket kill.
He does have a toxic screen just to help him for a time being. May getting a long-range shot from the back of arches. But here comes Buzz. Trying to initiate.
Oh shit, Medusa.
Spotted out by Medusa. Foxy 9 trying to recuperate from those losses.
Wow.
Flash is just too dark.
Wow, that was really good on DFM's part.
The first pick from May is crucial. Cuts off the second line from DRX, so, you know, sure, it's Buzz still looking for information. He actually gets really good information. He hears the gate crash, spots May, and then he's able to eventually push all the way in so that Medusa gets pinged out away from his cyber cage as well. But at that point, you're like, well, May's there watching for me as well. Buzz not able to pick his targets quick enough, and Medusa turns around. And Stacks was not too happy about that round because they had a plan.
No, he was not happy about that round at all.
At all, really.
Yeah, and you really got to think about why. I mean, DFM doing good, but was there something wrong on DRX's side too? Whatever it is, next round, here it comes, and it's going to be an eco for DRX.
This change is good from DFM. This time, they're stacking A. They're sticking with it. They want to take the fight to him.
Oh, shit!
Not going to give that fight too easily. What a flash, and then Stacks to peek off of it. Another flash now, and Buzz continuing to strafe wider than ever, than May could track. Onto the next. Oh,
no way.
Now. Will is not happy.
No, that's not why I'm not happy. That's crazy that flashback hits it. I was scared that he was going to. Sure, he's expecting it, but he's backing up to stop when you're holding backwards and then break enough so that you can hit that clean shot. Sure, he misses the first one, but a good shot. I mean, Medusa had to rotate quickly. Could it have been cleaner? It always can if you're losing the round, but flashback. What a player for DRX to pick up, or at least promote.
It's all Buzz.
That's why he's here. Spike plant secure now for DRX. It's just going to be Anthem trying to do whatever he can. They have enough map in the next round, so...
A little bit of a beat coming out, I think, from Buzz.
Of course it's from fucking Buzz. Who else would it be from?
Chant going perhaps in the crowd. But it's going to be a save. I mean, you have to. Still only up to 11. Still doable. Still can buy up for DFM.
Yeah. And so far, I mean, just showing again that DRX can always recover that quickly. I mean, sometimes it's just these strange rounds again with like pistols and then starting to peek in one by one.
Yeah, I'm never a big fan of
that was nuts.
An eco, that's for certain. I mean, that's just so calm from flashback. But I think this is more one of those cases of DFM so focused on what they were planning to do across multiple rounds, right? Because you pushed out from Cascade once, then you pushed out, you put pressure, then you rotate, tighten up the map. This time you're keeping people there to take the fight. You think you should win because you have two members, so with the better weaponry, you should be able to trade out. Unfortunately, it was the first pick with a Sheriff, and May's all alone.
So just again, I mean, some odd happenings for DFM for reasons that I can't really tell you, but it does put DRX up at the cusp of match point.
Oh, these two members sitting here is so risky, because if you go down, the round is instantly over. The double controllers stacked together.
Oh, they're kind of lined up for each other too. I thought like if it's a crossfire,
he gets one though.
But now it's gonna have to be that Cove to bail them out. May able to get a good shot on towards mid though, so that's not too bad. However, Halls has been compromised, and it's just a bit more pressure. Now they're thinking about it. But there is that gate crash sound too. Foxy 9 dives right in off of that. And there is space created.
Seth's just trying to make sure not everyone can come through. He's trying to tie them up as Medusa already near the entrance of Cave.
Mako sees.
And Medusa's going to need to win that fight. He's going to wait for the main forces to start the attack.
Just to soften up the blow, artillery comes in.
Dimensional drift.
Flashes through. Seth able to get the first shot onto Foxy 9.
Wow.
So trades right back. May comes in as well. Mako just
nice.
snake bite. It does buy a bit of time, but Medusa, like you mentioned, Will,
That was a good
from
lurk.
behind.
That was a good lurk.
Great use of dimensional drift, and Medusa just does not show himself because at some point
I like on how it sounds like I'm cheering for DFM, but I just really want to see Sunset. I just really want to see DRX play Sunset.
Blindside as well. He doesn't use it immediately. They're able to get the first pick, and then he sends the decoy out. A great bait out around the pyramid.
It's good stuff coming out from DFM. I mean, a lot tighter teamwork than before. What you're talking about with Medusa not showing himself too early, waiting for the team, May initiating with the dimensional drift. There's so much at work. But as the rounds go on, DRX's ultimates start to build up as well.
Yeah, surely DRX has a plan to use everything here. I mean, look at the Cypher utility as well. It's just trying to cover their back all the way around.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Flash plays take down flashback though.
What happened to my fucking res?
The updraft.
Spotted.
Hello? Resolution?
Yep, that's Sandra's Fury. And
Damn, Foxy.
A loss for Foxy just to drift up clearly. Medusa, last one left, and Foxy 9 already knows where he is.
And we've seen this be repeated a couple times. I mean, I'm all for lurks, I'm all for flanks if they work, but the thing is if that's your game plan, the backup's always going to be late, which means you should either really just empty out as much as you can and at least not take these somewhat broken fights. Problem being, Breeze, the site area is so huge, you don't want to give it all for free. So you have to fight at some point, right? You don't want to give all the way up through yellow, all the way up through bridge. And DRX is abusing that against CFM right now. They know that the backup's not always going to be there. It never was for DFM.
Damn. Match point.
It's one of those pain points at the very least. DFM still, I mean, a good test for the first debut match that they have this year in kickoffs. Now they can see, like, these are some of the improvements that we still need to make and whatnot. But on the other hand, DRX, I mean, we can't stop saying good things about them.
Well, it's an interesting match between these two teams because obviously DFM definitely looks more improved than the latter half of their run last year in VCT Pacific 2023. But DRX also coming in with changes on the roster. So the question is still going to remain in a lot of teams' minds as they're trying to assess their potential opponents of, well, is this the case of DRX really coming back to compete for that first place in Pacific and try to take it back away from Paper Rex? Or is it just kind of that half and half of, okay, like DRX is looking okay, there's some rough spots? Because honestly, a lot of it is also just off of really good aim and diligence, right? Just good trades, good, you know, holding angles. Not any much of a crazy strat coming out. I mean, sure, the Yoru, not a comp we've seen from them on Breeze, but not cooking up anything entirely new. So I don't know if they're quite challenged to that limit where we can really get a gauge of, all right, are they there to try to challenge Paper Race, or are they really here to see we're taking it back?
Of course, you would love to see.
Yeah, and that would change your look on DFM as well, right? Because if it's the latter, it's like, okay, well, DFM put up a really good fight then. But if it's the former, it's okay. DFM seems to have improved. We'll have to wait and see from other matches as well.
That is fair enough.
Wow.
Leaves you to think a lot about what is going on in the match right now as Neth peeks out and takes down Flashback. No more lurks available for DRX. Trying to find that opening into the A split. However, you've got Cess.
Yeah, he's just stationed here, but he has backup this time. They're already here. A double angle available. Foxy 9 with a quick flick with the operator. Cleans up one.
Despite the good adjustments for
Medusa goes one
DFM,
now.
long-range duels, and Foxy 9 just loves to go and pick things apart. Now Angle swapped over towards yellow or back towards the back of Pyramids. It's going to be Medusa that falls next. The Viper's Pit though, and Cess tries to defend it with his life. Able to do it for the time being up against Foxy, but here comes the Dimensional Drift.
I don't think he saw him.
Oh no.
He's still looking for him.
Oh, but he sprays a little bit early.
Oh no.
Mako gets the timing off of it.
Mako got time, like the
Now
timing on that.
Safety. 30 seconds left. It's a 2-on-2. You still got that harness free on Anthem though.
Yeah, Anthem just needs to try to wait. Unfortunately, Neth not in a great position. Reckoning was used as well way too early to try to keep Cess alive.
Waiting for a clear advantage before they push up front. They tapped it. Anthem goes in for the commitment. Mako trying not to get spotted, but the beam does reveal his position. Now sticks to plan as he runs out of time. The recon reveals everything. DFM wall bangs themselves into an 8th win.
A lot used.
It was a lot used.
And Hunter's Fury away from DFM. So honestly, a huge investment, but you'll take whatever you can get to try to claw into overtime. That first flick from Foxy9 really allowed the possibility, because otherwise I thought DFM's setup this time was good. The early backup, you still had a crossfire coming in from Medusa and May, and that keeps Cess able to just focus on that A main cave entrance.
That was a little bit interesting though with the corner that he played and Buzz not being able to see him. But still, next round, DRX. It's just flashback with a Sheriff. Not lurking this time though, looking to make something happen towards B.
Yeah, because if they can get in, if they can get the plant, that's the pit.
Damn.
Oh, way too wide of a swing away for the anti-flash.
What a play from Foxy. However, off of it, the follow-up just instantly traded by May. Now on to the next one. It's Flashback who tries to make things happen, stays alive long enough for Mako and Stacks to come
Oh my
in.
god.
The pit is going to go up. It's a 1v2, but no, he's still waiting. Oh, they spot him first.
Just want to ensure that, okay, he is coming from arches.
Well, that and of course the drone as well, right? Make sure that the drone gets the spot all the way to the timer, so good patience.
What is Medusa gonna do? Tries to wrap around the corners. Mako can play around so much. Viper's Pit is gonna drop pretty soon now, and Stacks has an angle. Recon up as well.
Oh, but he's running away so far, he gets one.
All right, surely Stacks plays for time. He knows how to make this happen.
Only 4 shots for Medusa.
Running out of time. Sticks it half, sticks it full. Stacks.
Stick it all the way.
Oh, so close.
It's going to be the headshot from Stacks, 13-8. That Cyber Cage just could not stay up long enough.
Cannot stay up long enough.
And it's going to be
Those damn cyber cages, man.
DRX.
What a nail biter of a round, but still the veterans, the big brothers on DRX
Stacks.
can definitely carry them over that finishing line. But still, I mean, the legs on these younger brothers too. Flashback, what a performance.
Yeah, I think Flashback definitely proved that you should keep your eyes on him. Obviously,
He
just for
was
Smash,
really
we're
good
ahead of
today.
ourselves in terms of like best of Korea, competing for best of the world, things like that. But enough to say, okay, there's reason for the hype. Everyone keep your eye on this guy, topping the scoreboard in the server. In front of all of his veterans, but also all of DFM as well. On the flip side, I think May.
Oh my god. That is a GG. Oh shit. That is a GG. That is what you call a G motherfucking G. Ayo. I really wanted to watch DRX play on Sunset though. Damn it. Damn it. Alright. I'm heading out. Good night.